And we on. Salute, fam. Salute, Zay. D-Lo in the building. Xavier the Boxing Nerd. Salute. What's good, y'all? Zay said salute. D-Lo said salute. Xavier the Boxing Nerd said typical. The title eliminator is an inactive fighter coming off a loss versus a fighter with no wins at 147 coming off a loss. That's what I was saying. If you want to, let me drop the thing. I'll go pin it right now. Then he also said, whatever happened to rewarding the active fighters? What if they even rewarded somebody like Virgil Ortiz, not the one who rates him as the WBC #1 contender? Yeah, man, that's what I want. Shit, we finna talk about that right now. We're going over to YouTube though and pin it in the comments and shit. But yeah, we got King of Kings in the building. What's good, bro?
Hey, how you doing tonight, man? What salute to the chat, man. We up in here.
Yes, sir. We hitting this. But yeah, man, shit, what you think about the pay-per-view fight card overall? And what you think about the fight that Thurman had versus Barrios?
Hey, man, disgusting that we calling that pay-per-view nowadays. $19 I could have seen, but damn, 75, ridiculous. Bunch of lopsided mismatches, people coming off layoffs. I don't know, man. Overall, I don't know if it was a good weekend, but just to jump into Thurman. Thurman, man, here's the funny part. And this ain't necessarily a good thing, ain't necessarily a bad thing. Thurman looks exactly the damn same way that I have been seeing him for the last several years. He's strong at the beginning of the fight. He fades at the end in the second half of the fight, and he's soft to the body. There's this dude. I'm sorry. He fight if he fights Boots, that's a murder case. If he fights anybody in the top 10, it's a murder. He cannot. He looked at old, man. Like, I don't know. He still fights the same way, but he looks old. He don't got the foot speed no more. And Barrios don't have power, and he still was hurting this dude. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, he looks good for if he decides to be a gatekeeper. You know, I mean, if he's the gatekeeper and like he's like Guerrero was a few years ago, you fight him, and then that's when everybody knows you're legit. That's it. But he's not in the picture. And for that, like what's name said, for there to be a title eliminator, it's just WBC. I mean, why are we surprised? They're just crooked. They're about payola. That's just bullshit. It's just stall tactics. PBC probably put money down, and PBC starting to get on my nerves. But it is what it is, man.
Yeah, man, I agree with you. Barrio, shit, shout out to Barrio. Shit, he moved up, and he basically typically made a statement. You know what I'm saying? That he can hang. He can hang up there with 1-4. I know it was 10 ounce blood. I seen him get rocked, but he served Thurman. You know what I'm saying? Thurman even admitted it on a video I saw on Instagram. And Thurman said he caught him with a good body shot. You know what I'm saying? He caught him with some good shots, but the body shot to me stood out because that's the one where he spit out his mouthpiece like he did versus Pacquiao. Right after the body shot, you know what I'm saying? His mouthpiece was in his hand and he was on his bicycle. And that's what happened in this fight versus Barrio. He caught him with a good shot, little good short shot in between punches, and had him on his bicycle. You know what I'm saying? The shit right there to show a lot. Spence said he tailor made. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Spence is 100% right, man. That's a disaster. I don't think Keith Thurman gonna take no fight like that. Keith Thurman ain't no dummy, man. He ain't no dummy, man. Look, here's at the end of the day. Let's say you could fight 2 or 3 fights and maybe make about the same amount of money you would have made fighting like Earl Spence, but you don't get beat half to death. Then do that. I mean, it's just his body, man. And it's look, here's the funny, like, let's give him a little props where he gets hurt to the body. He's never been dropped from a body shot, but it's just he makes it so obvious. It's like, dude, you spitting out your mouthpiece. And Barrios, that's why Barrios stayed in the fight. Man, he could have. There was times in that fight where he could have stopped Barrios. Like he was leaping in with the left hook and landing it all night. He had opportunities, but it's like he just kept giving him life, man. Barrios sticking in there. He's a tough guy, but it's just funny, man, because you gotta think, yo, Tank just knocked this dude out, and he's coming off a knockout. And even with 10-ounce gloves, I mean, Thurman looked it big, man. He looked it big. He was busy at times, but it's just like I said, it's the same story. He gets hurt to the body and fades in the second half of the fight.
Hey, champions first, salute, bro. Miss Lex, salute, sis. Jay Cooley, Almond Brown in the building, salute, sis. Uh, Iceberg Nerds, salutations, bro. What's happening? Chris Ray, blessings, fam. Appreciate that. Say hit that like button. But yeah, though, I'm just saying, he called out after the fight. He had called out the champions, and I was like, man, this shit crazy how this dude be acting. Because when he was up there at the top, all he was calling for was Pacquiao. Then he ended up losing the straps, and the tables turned, and it looked real funny to me. You know what I'm saying? Real funny to me. But we gonna see though, cause I don't believe him. I don't believe him. I believe Earl gonna go right for undisputed. I got this strange feeling that after he demolished Ugas, he going right for Crawford. He ain't gonna mess with that boy. That boy full of shit. He ain't, matter of fact, and it's gonna have a big impact on how his numbers and shit gonna do too. If he did good, decent numbers, he might have a shot at even talking about the motherfucking fight. You know what I'm saying? But I doubt it though. A lot of people was hating on the fight. A lot of people were saying they gonna stream it, they ain't gonna buy it. So that's gonna be another reason why he ain't gonna be probably not gonna be in the middle of no undisputed fight, because that's the biggest fight for both of the fighters.
He's not box office no more, man. He like it is what it is. It's just I mean, I don't know, but maybe. But here's the funny part: I hear people talking about, "Oh, it'll be a flop if it's 100." That look, if he do 100,000 pay-per-views with that bullshit, then that's a victory, yo. Because at $75 a pop, like damn, for a dude you ain't seen, and they said he had 1,100-day layoff, 1,106 days off for boxing.
Yeah,
So
they
there's
try.
3-year-old kids running around here that wasn't born when this dude last fought. I mean,
Hey,
man.
I really didn't like his performance, man. Even going into the thing, I was like, he need to make a statement. Ain't no going no 10 rounds or trying to get no rounds in. Because I'm not even gonna look at the layoff. Because look at the guy you fighting off a layoff. You fighting a 140 pounder that ain't had a fight at 147 period. You know what I'm saying? A guy that didn't even acclimated to the weight. You know what I mean? So that's not, to me. That's not gonna be. You're gonna have another tune up before you fight Earl and Bud. Because I don't think you're gonna take that fight and go into a fight Earl and Bud. I don't think that's gonna work out well. You know what I'm saying? I
You
really
you're
don't think
right. You're right. He definitely don't want that matchup. I think that was all. That's just all talk. That's Keith Thurman, the king of cap, and he just saying whatever sounds good. But it to me, it's just like it's not realistic, man. But he looked it bad, bro. Like, look, it's fine, whatever. But the opposition, like you said, is the thing. If he looked like that and that was like Ortiz or something like that, then I was like, okay, yeah, the young dude brought the fight to him. Nah, this dude drug up somebody who just been knocked out by a 130-pounder, and you are out there having a back and forth battle. And I think it was, I don't know if it was you or Tregs talk. Yeah, I think it was Tregs talking about like this dude always got to get an award, and he was right. I'm like, yo, he's dead serious. Like every time he got to make some easy look difficult all the damn time, and it's just like, dude, it's just like your time passed, man. Your youth is fleeting, and it goes faster when you're not active. The funny part is I think him and Crawford are about the same age, and Crawford is a whole nother realm compared to him. But when you sat on the shelf for 3 years, what you expect?
that fight with Conor reminded me of a goddamn sparring match,
Yeah,
especially with big ass gloves. It wasn't really no knockdown. Both fighters got hurt. One got hurt to the body, and the other one got hurt up top. You know what I'm saying? Well, I think both of them really got hurt up top too. But the one that stood out to me for Keith was the body shot. You know what I'm saying? Every time he get hurt to the body, when Pacquiao hurt him, he pulled his mouthpiece out and got on his bicycle. Now, when the young Barrios hurt him, he pulled his mouthpiece out and got on his bicycle. You know what I'm saying? El Fenici in the building, salute, bro.
Benici.
Pull counter boxing, salute, fam. Welcome to the gym. It's your first time. And I just thought that was a bad sign. And then bam, here go Earl talking about tailor made. You know what I'm saying? So I think he know better than me. You know what I mean? So like, say he is like he ain't capping and he go right into one of those fights. It won't be a good look going into those fights coming off the fight with Barrios like that. 12 round, he done hurt you. You know what I'm saying? Touched you up a lot. Smooth Teddy B, salute. D-Lo in the building, salute D-Lo.
And there
Yeah,
was points in that matchup, man, where I think if Barrios, if it just, but he ain't that type of fighter, so I'm asking too much of him. If there was a point where he just stood his ground and then take a back step, I think he's better into that fight. Man, let's keep it a buck.
real quick.
Thurman is
Hey, real quick, not to cut you off. Hey, the link is in the chat. It's an open panel discussion. You know what I'm saying? I'm only gonna let the, you know what I'm saying, the fan people that I know get on, man, because we've been having trolls come through trying to sabotage our live. But it's an open panel, man. Y'all welcome to jump on. The link is pinned in the chat. Go ahead, King.
Hey, here's the cold piece, man. I'll take the top two dudes out of 140, and Thurman can't beat them. You know what I'm saying? He can't beat Josh Taylor. He can't, man. This dude's like, that's sad, bro. Like, I don't, man. Like it said, don't know what's funny during the telecast. When we were talking about Porter and his capping ass. Man, come on, man. You ought to be like Thurman being that he's not better than Booth Sense. We don't go by resume. Let's go by current fighting ability. He's not better than that dude. Like Booth murders that dude. I think that would be a good fight for him to pass the torch to somebody, but I don't think that's in Thurman to do that. You know what I'm saying? Because he didn't want to do it for Spence, and I don't see him doing it for any. I don't really know where he go from here, man.
Hey, y'all know we support everybody. Alma Brown got a new goal going on. If y'all ain't subscribed to our sister Alma Brown, you know what I'm saying? Show us some love and support. Subscribe to it, man. And y'all throw y'all links, you know what I'm saying, in the chat. And
Yeah,
if
she
you want
be singing and stuff, man. Y'all need to check her out, man. I'm subscribed, man. I'm digging it.
yeah, this one I saw her post on the trade weather in the building. Gil Cole, salute, bro. Hey, Gil Cole, get on the panel, man. Get your take on the fight, man.
Yeah,
You know,
Terminator.
but yeah, man. I didn't like the performance. I mean, he came out with the victory as he should, but he went to war. You know what I'm saying? He went to war, a unanimous war with a fighter that he's supposed to. He ain't supposed to do that with. You know what I'm saying? He's supposed to be making a statement. I think he should have came out with them smaller gloves. He probably would have got the stop. You know what I'm saying? We probably wouldn't have seen Barrios hurt him. But then again, what if Barrios would have caught him first? Look at what happened with them 10-ounce gloves. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of questions up in that motherfucker. Hey, but didn't anybody see Porter's top 10 welterweights, man? Did you see that? Only straight by the salute, bro. And do you think that was hate or that was that an honest opinion or honest take coming from Porter?
Well, I think I had pointed out to somebody when you looked at the order, and they was like, "Well, maybe because of the layoff." And then I'm like, "Yo, but he got what's his name ranked above somebody? I forgot what the list was. Was it He had Ugas. That's right. He had Ugas over Thurman. I mean
Over
over
Spence.
Arrow. Yeah, and I'm like, yo, that to me, that's the reason I feel. Look, you beat Ugas. Spence beat you. You can say what you want. Let's say that fight was 6-6. You touched the mat, bro, and you lost the fight. To me, that seems like some saltiness. And to be honest, the reason the fight was so close is because Arrow, he got this kind of like, I got to beat you at your own game type of mentality. So it's not like you can sit there and say that. And here's the truth of the matter is, even though that version of Sean Porter that fought Arrow compared to the one that fought Bud is completely different. So he fought the better version of you and beat you. Ugas fought the better version of you and lost to you. So how the hell you got Ugas ranked above Arrow?
Yeah, I couldn't make that make sense. I could respect him putting Bud, you know what I'm saying, in front of him, but not Ugas. So I thought that's where it was coming from, a bad play. Uh, Pool Counter said, what's good, Marlo? Just chilling, man, chopping it up. You want to get on, man, you welcome. You know what I'm saying? Come get your take on the topics and things. Introduce yourself to the family. Um, what was that? Smooth Teddy B, he said, what's good, everybody? El Fanichi said, yeah, ponytail looked red as F after that fight. Yeah, he did, man. You know, like he went to war. Gil Cole said, salute to the corner. Salute, bro. Moody Treyweather said, what up, y'all? Salute, bro. Gil Cole said, keep putting everybody on notice.
I knew it.
Iceberg Nerd said, Thurman doesn't have the pop. He said Thurman doesn't have the pop to keep Bud off, Bud or Earl off of him anymore. He said, one time with a smoke Barrios, but that shit dead. Yeah, that shit over with, huh? That shit out. Full Counter said, Porter hate EJ. I gotta agree with you, man. That shit was coming from a bad place. James Dom, salute. He said, hold up, Ugas got the belt? Yeah, Ugas got a belt. He got the WBA belt, but Spence got two belts. He got the IBF and the WBC. He beat better competition, you know what I'm saying, than Ugas. I think he deserved to be ahead of Ugas, man. That's just my opinion, though. That's why I was asking what y'all think. See what y'all think about it. Moody Treyweather said, do y'all think he have ranked it like that because of activity? I don't know. I thought any ranking would be off, strength of schedule, things like that, accomplishments. You know what I'm saying? And even if in his last fight he did fight Danny Garcia. You feel what I'm saying? So I don't think it was because of activity.
Yeah, I said I had pointed. I forgot who else he had on the list because that was the first thing somebody said. And I was like, if that was the case, then you don't have Thurman where he's at. So if you're saying that Errol Spence, your kid put him in number third for activity, then how the hell you got Keith Thurman at number four? Yeah. Automatically, Boots should have been over him. Automatically, you should have had Ortiz. Connor Ben should have been over him if you're talking about based on activity. So that's not what it was. That's why I assumed it was hate.
Somebody has posted that on Instagram too. I forgot who it was. I don't see so many posts because I don't be on Instagram that much, so I go look binge watching that shit. And shout out to what's his name? No Duck Zone, I believe. He on Instagram, and he posted some type of recording that was saying that Teofimo Lopez supposed to be going over to Eddie Reynoso. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, damn, that sound like a desperate move. You know what I mean? It's definitely gonna be fixing a lot of things. Maybe that could be good for him. It could be bad. But I want to know what y'all think about that. If it is true, Teofimo Lopez going over to Eddie Reynoso, do you think that's a good look?
Man, I don't know, man. At some point in time that if your dad's your trainer, it's a matter of time before some guys just need to switch it up. I don't know. My issue with T.O. isn't his fighting ability. It's like, where's this dude's head at, man? The stuff he been talking about, the stuff about his baby's mom and all that. I'm like, damn, man, what's this like? Some of these guys just gotta realize, man, sometimes you just take a moment and be quiet for a little bit and just go do your thing for a little while. It ain't like you took a devastating loss. You lost a split decision. You lost your belts. You're still young. Yeah, just go. Go take a break, regroup, cut the excuses out. You said a lot of things, and then when people threw it back in your face, it is what it is. You keep it moving, man. Keep it soldiering. You feel me?
Yeah. The reason why I like to move is because Eddie Reynoso like to work on skill. You know what I'm saying? You can tell the difference in the fighters he's working with, whether he borrowing things that he see from other people, other fighters, great fighters, but it come together. You know what I'm saying? It come together, and he know how to work around what you do best. You know what I'm saying? Just add some things. I think it could work out, man. But him as a fighter, period, just showed me he ain't really disciplined and he ain't all there. I don't know if Eddie Reynoso will be the person to make him complete. You know what I'm saying? And make him fully disciplined to really trying to be great. You know what I'm saying? Because he was almost there. You know what I'm saying? He was cocky. You know what I'm saying? He chose the lesser road, and the lesser road got his ass whipped. You know what I'm saying? So those things right there, I don't think there's no sharpening that up. You know what I'm saying? I think he gonna be who he is. He got decent, respectable power and shit. But you know what I'm saying? Compared to certain styles, it's just gonna be a bad matchup. You know what I'm saying? Let me jump back in the chat real quick. Moody Treyweather said, "Oh yeah." James Don said, "Okay, you right." J1 Pro said, "What up, good people? Salute, bro. What's happening?" James Don also said, "Danny Garcia, kryptonite is his kryptonite is black fighters." He's laughing and shit. Yeah, it's just his style, bro. I think that probably happened throughout his amateur career. Certain styles probably gave him a problem because he flat footed, real slow. mummy-ish. You know what I'm saying? Terminator-ish.
Yeah, you're a 5-foot counter puncher
Yeah.
with minimum speed. That's a bad mix-up for any black fighter, probably. You know what I mean? That
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna get you.
Yeah, but any kind of athleticism is gonna be a problem. Moody Trayweather said, "King, that's real." You talking about the comment you made? But yeah, man, what you think about that though? About him going to Eddie Reynoso? How you think that's gonna be a good look? You know what I'm saying? You think that's
I
gonna help?
think, I think, hey man, like I said, he's still young. I think if he feels like if he maybe sometimes you gotta acknowledge your weakness and maybe you need a new voice. You know how it is. Sometimes people a voice gets stale. You know what I mean? You need funny part. I was talking about that like with my son one day. I told one of my brothers like, yo, I need you to come talk to him because I've been talking to him and you need to hear a different voice. So maybe like I said, he'd come in with different tactics. But at the end of the day, if he's not disciplined and if he's not mentally into it nothing's gonna matter. Eddie Reynoso is going to work on. He's going to add some wrinkles. He's going to make them, you like I said, really concentrate on his strengths. But at the end of the day, at that division, like the whole thought process of him thinking he can go to 140 and do something, I think that's cap. I think he gets beat up at 140 by a lot of dudes. So I mean, you stay at 135, you might still be top 3 in the division. You go up to 140, man, you're probably like barely in the top 10. So yeah, hope like I said, it's bigger than the skills, bigger than just coaching. It's about commitment and discipline. And if that's what he needs.
Hey, I agree with you because that's like what a lot of the world is, bro. Like if you tell them, hey man, that ain't right, bro. It's like you saying fuck them. You know what I'm saying? When you're really trying to sharpen them, stop them from looking stupid or falling for any trap. You know what I'm saying? Or putting himself out there. A lot of people don't like that, and I think that he like yes man around him. You know what I'm saying? He don't want his daddy probably even telling him, you know what I'm saying? Nah, man, this ain't a good look. You feel what I'm saying? Like I just think that he just used to being baby, and I think that if this work out, like I said, I think it'll be a good look. But if he ain't used to somebody telling him he wrong, you know what I'm saying, and correcting his wrong, then it could be a disaster.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, man. That's the new world, man. People don't realize your real friends are the ones that tell you something that you don't want to hear. And that's straight up.
Yeah, they're not afraid to tell you something that you don't want
Yep.
to hear. And a lot of people lose friends like that. You know what I'm saying? Go around the next group and tell them a nigga was hating. He's hating on 'em. You know what I'm saying? Uh, Moody Trayweather. Oh, he already read that. Rod X, the champ in the building. He said, "What's up, my people? Salute, fam. What's good with it?" James Don said Garcia versus Lopez at a catchweight. I can see that. Ryan Garcia and Lopez. They don't even need to fight at a catchweight though, huh? Unless you're talking about Danny.
Yeah, who's
Ryan
talking
Garcia.
about? which Garcia you talking about?
I think you're talking about Ryan. That's the close to his weight division. They both 135. Unless Ryan is 130, but he floating between. But
Man. Let's see. Ryan Garcia against anybody will be
Danny beat the
fine.
brakes off that boy, man. Danny stop that boy, man. You seen how
Yep.
he's going down versus Cambosis?
Yep.
Danny is hard. Danny is hard, man.
Hey, Danny at 140 was putting niggas in coma. So I mean,
Yep.
yeah.
And I was gonna say they both the same kind of style, not the same style, but they both work off counters and you know what I'm saying, timing.
Yep.
And I think the veteran might be the one to catch him. You know what I'm saying? You see he get caught a lot. I think Danny will stop that boy at any catch weight. 143, 145. Cause I don't think Danny gonna go down to no 38 or nothing like that.
Nah, he was busting out a weight to begin with. That's why he left 140. But yeah, 143, 144, I could see him trickle down there. And like I said, he'll throw one of them crazy hooks and sleep that dude. It'll be a wrap.
Yeah, he's struggling making 147 though, King. Danny Garcia. He's
Is he
talking about
outgrowing the weight?
yep. He was talking about 54 last fight.
That's a murder. I don't, man. Okay, yeah, he should go up there and get beat up by Rosario or somebody like that because that man. 154 ain't that's man, it's killers. Just because it's underrated, you don't hear a lot, man. That's a rough division.
And also
Everybody fought everybody.
and the dimensions of the, you know what I'm saying, way different for him too. A lot of people way taller and lower than him. Um, James Don said it'll be a good fight while it lasts, huh? Iceberg Nerd said, I thought Danny was moving up to 54. Me too, Iceberg. That's what I just said. Me too. I ain't heard nothing though. Xavier the Boxing Nerd said activity is the reason why boxing is where it is. Less fights means less progression for the sport. Yeah, I can agree with you on that. Hey, yeah, the link in there, y'all want to get on, man, and state y'all just have a combo with us or whatever. Get y'all opinion on the topic, man. Y'all more than welcome. Try to do this on Monday. I know last Monday I ain't fired up. But yeah, I got to agree with you, man. A lot of motherfuckers been inactive and it hurt them too. Gary Russell Jr. just went to a close fight and it didn't go his way. You know what I'm saying? Keith Thurman got a unanimous decision, but he was in a tough fight versus a smaller guy, man. That he should have just got up out of there. Who else came off a layoff? I can't think of a lot more offhand, but y'all get what I'm talking about. Gil
Yeah, that's
Cole.
what I don't understand. Why there's so many. I mean, what you think that's from? Is that the boxers or is that the networks? What's going? Because truth be told, certain dudes, I see them getting fed, steadily getting fights. So, is it have these guys decided that not realizing sometimes you may need to take a couple $400,000 fights before you get another $2 million fight? I mean, what's the deal?
I think they big headed. You know what I'm saying? They feel like they be having that money. They ain't as hungry. A lot of these fighters is hungry. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them just not as hungry as the others. You know what I'm saying? You can tell the difference in their activity. You could also tell the difference in how they be avoiding fight. That's why a lot of fights, a lot of motherfuckers don't be having a fight for one fight a year, two fights a year. Because, you know what I'm saying? A lot of motherfuckers ain't going to get in the ring with these guys, the guys that they want to fight. And then they ain't getting in the ring with the people we want to see them fight. You know what I'm saying? Um,
Yeah, just speaking on welterweight weights real quick. Um, Please, Connor Ben, please stop trying to call out Adrian Broner. That's to me is garbage, bro. Like, speaking of fighters not fighting each other, like you trying to bring somebody off the shelf who thinking of a layoff. I don't even remember the last time Broner fought. And this dude called him out like he's trying to accomplish something. There's a whole lot of people at 147 you could fight. That is trash.
when the last time he fought was, y'all know I beat that boy. What was that? Was it Riverside Rocky? Who he fought last?
Yeah, what's that? Man, I'm about to pull it up.
Was no, not Riverside Rocky, man. What's his name? Uh, uh, damn, man. Y'all help me out in the chat. Who was?
Granados.
No, I don't think it was Granado. Who
Oh.
was Broner last fight? Uh, Iceberg Nerd said Danny versus Tommy Harrison. Tommy Harrison was a rumor. I heard. Oh, for real?
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, hell yeah, I watched that. Xavier the Boxing Nerd said even Spence didn't fight last year. No, we know why though. He was about to fight Pacquiao, but that eye injury though. He had to get that surgery. Gil Cole said Ben versus AB. Why not? Y'all want to see AB just get thrashed. L Dub Boxing in the building. Salute, bro. What's happening? He said, what's good? Shit, we just chopping it up, man. Chopping it up about the Thurman fight.
Santiago, was that the last fight Broner had? Giovanni Santiago or some shit. What the hell?
Was
Oh
it?
no. I guess that's who it was. That shit was only like a year ago. Wait,
Yeah,
Broner fought on the zone?
I don't even remember that motherfucker.
Yeah, that was his man. What the hell, man? I missed all that shit. That was only a year ago, I guess.
He probably called it, but I was just saying it don't even stand out to me. Only
Yeah,
one
that's
that's
who it was. It was February. It was a year ago. So a year
yeah,
ago,
I
he
know I
got.
beat that boy. L does say I think Ben fighting Chris Van Heerden in April. That's a good fight for Ben.
Yeah, I like that.
Multi Trade Weather said, man, L Dub Boxing said AB fought on Showtime. It was on Showtime. See? Fast fight.
Hey, if Tony Harris fights Garcia, who you got in that fight, bro?
I'll take Tony Harrison, even
Yeah, I
though
think him too.
he look washed, but he can box like a motherfucker.
Man, Tony Harris, I remember the first time that I had seen Tony Harris is when he fought Willie Nelson and got slept. But he still got power, man. He always had power, man. And the chin is just always a little wobbly. But I don't know it that way. I don't think Garcia could. He could hit him hard, but I think Tony boxes the hell out of him.
Hey, speaking of Robert Easter, man, shout out to him, bro. He in the hospital, man. He got shot. They tried to rob him, or they did rob him, and they shot him and shit. They say he gonna recover, but they say he in the hospital, man. He got shot like 4 times. Robert
Damn.
Easter Jr., man, out there in his hometown.
Now
I
that's some
just
hate.
think I seen that when I was binge watching Instagram. Yep, matter of fact, it was Ellie Setback that reported it. Yeah, I know I like to get a source to take props. Xavier the boxing nerd said Spence could have jammed a nobody fight. Yeah, Spence could have jammed a nobody fight back in November and December though. He could have fought in the first half of 2021 too, instead of waiting for the summer when he was going to fight Pacquiao. Yeah, but shit, he could have.
Yeah, that was all negated by the eye. But the
He
truth of
wasn't
the
trying to.
matter is, I think that injury been there, man. Because if you look like you said after a car accident, how his eyes and face look, I just think it finally caught up to him.
But also, I think pay per view had a lot to do with that. I think he wanted the names. You know what I'm saying? So he can consistently be on pay per view. I think if motherfucker would have bought that, if he would have did what Xavier said, I don't think motherfuckers would have been talking about buying that shit. You know what I'm saying? So I think it could have worked out both ways. It could have, but just think about it, man. These motherfuckers talking about not supporting. You know what I mean? So Moody Trailweather said Jesse Vargas. I think that's when AD spazzed. Yeah, that was Jesse Vargas. Good looking Moody Trailweather. That was Jesse Vargas. Who I was talking about. I beat that boy. Like we said, it better be for free. I like to see him versus Keith. I mean, Bueti, however you pronounce that name, man. I said, better be. James Don said, low key, AB beat Porter. He also said, and everybody know that. Prayers up. Yeah, for real, man. He said, prayers up for Robert Easter. Yeah,
I
man.
know.
They say he gonna make a recovery, but they try to rob that man, and damn near they try to kill that boy, whatever material shit they want up out of him.
And people wonder why when somebody make it, they move up out of their neighborhood.
Yeah.
That's why. Because fools be watching you still doing the same things, but then they think it's a come up. And what's foul nowadays is because dudes, these thieves are so dumb they don't wear masks, so they got to kill your ass in the process instead of just taking it. It's just stupid, man. I guarantee he would have just gave it up, man. You ain't got to take a dude's life for a bullshit ass chain. I mean, grow up, man. This is crazy, man.
Hey, also, yeah, y'all remember when I said I called it when what's the name had that mouthpiece in his mouth during the fight when we was doing the fight call. I said that motherfucker must have got hit with a body shot, and Ellie Setback called him after the fight, and he admitted it. Keith Thurman admitted that he got caught with that body shot. I thought that was a bad sign too. What you think about that? A fighter sitting there telling his vulnerabilities. You know what I'm saying? If you go watch
Hey,
Keith Thurman, you could tell when he hurt to the body then because he take his mouthpiece out and he gets on his bicycle.
hey, he been showing that, man. If you look at how he reacts, do you see whenever he gets hit to the body how he changes his stance and he crunches down into like,
Yeah.
man, it's like, dude, like nobody, like it's so obvious, man. It's ridiculous. It's like what's that old school Van Damme movie, Kickboxer, when the big ass Mongolian dude pointed to the ribs, like, yeah, right there. Like you already know, man. It's like it's bad. It's all bad. So he telegraphing it, taking his mouthpiece. I've never seen a boxer do that before. Take a body shot and take his mouthpiece. And he's did it in 2 fights. One
Hey,
against a legend and one against a newbie.
y'all know another thing I noticed? I'm gonna ask y'all this in a question. I noticed something about Keith Thurman. What's Keith Thurman's best punch? What's his best punch, man?
The left
What was
hook.
the lead left hook, man?
Yeah.
If a motherfucker block that, get past that, he assed out. And the best thing for a lead left hook, counter to the body.
Yep.
So you know he gonna be throwing that motherfucking that lead. You could just sit on that motherfucker because he ain't really working the jab like that. He not really a boxer as he say he is. Like he don't get in there and break you down off the jab or none of that shit. He, he be in there to set up lead punches, try to hurt you, put some hurt on you or something. Like I said, he don't wanna. I did a little thing on Instagram. I was spitting my beer out, man. I said he don't want Bud or he don't want Spence. Cause both of them right there, them some real boxers, man. They study their fucking craft. And his game, I don't think it'll last in there, man. I don't think it'll last in there with any one of those guys. I think they'll stop his ass. With Earl, I'm leaning more towards the body shot. With Bud, I'm leaning more towards a counter. You know what I'm saying? Having his chin wobble, making him do a little dance or something. But because trying to throw that lead punch, because that's his best punch. You know what I'm
And
saying?
he be leaping it in the way. It's low key sloppy if it wasn't landed, but he be leaping and throwing off and leaving his feet and everything. Like you said, the jab is not there. If like I started looking, I'm like, man, this dude's not really a pure boxer, man. The jab is not that great. He throws it from time to time, but he's trying to do everything to land that left hook to the point. I think that Barrios got used to the left hook and really wasn't worried about anything else. He don't have a straight right hand. It just that he's predictable. Like it's very predictable.
Hey, look, the L Dub hit it right on. Hey, L Dub, you get on and chop it up with us, man. Poison take and shit, man. He said he threw it out there. He said leaping left hook. At that, Xavier the boxing nurse said, I don't know. He said put a free fight on TV in anticipation for Pacquiao in the summer. Sounds good business. Sound like good business to me. He said Ali had multiple fights scheduled while heavyweight champions. I mean, with heavyweight champions, while heavyweight champion in the '60s. That's why I say I get what you're saying. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying in today's market though, that's a different market. You know what I'm saying? That's a way different market than now. You know what I mean? Motherfuckers is streaming fights. You know what I mean? Gil Cole said Keith took that shot like a champ. Shit. He was like he was trying to audition for a macaroni and cheese commercial. Gil, go on, get. Shit. Hyphy say without putting focus on Easter's legal history, his hometown Toledo is also where his alleged battery assault incident occurred last year. You think that could have been a factor in what happened to him, huh?
Yeah, they say it's a alleged robbery. You never know. Somebody might have run back and got some payback.
That's how the streets go, though. They definitely ain't finna run up with him talking about throwing no hands, neither. The Melvin Brown experience. Welcome to the gym. It's your first time. He said Keith Thurman gonna get a belt watch. All right. Shit.
Yeah, the WBC Pride belt or some bullshit.
Yeah, you call that a regular title or some shit. An intern. Keith ain't getting nothing, man. That's just my opinion, though, man. Like I said, I used to be a Keith Thurman fan, brother. All that shit be cap, man. He was in a hell of a position, and he lost it. And then he got back in the position versus Pacquiao, and he lost it again. You know what I'm saying? All because he wanted to duck Earl.
Hey, here's what some I heard people saying. They trying to. I've seen some people mentioning talking about Earl shouldn't be like Keith and do Keith like how he did him. Here's the difference, though.
I hate that, bro.
Yeah, here's the bullshit part.
That motherfucker slapped the shit out of me, and I shouldn't slap him back, man. Get the fuck out, man.
Well, here's the bullshit part about you saying that. Even to this moment, even at that time, they both had something to offer each other. They both were undefeated fighters. He told Earl get a belt, so it's a title unification. It's so many things available at this point in time. Thurman has nothing to give him. He don't have an O to give him. He don't have a belt to give him. All he got to give Earl is a fucking excuse because when he whoops his ass, they're gonna be like, "Oh, everybody knew Thurman was washed anyway." You know what I'm saying? So he don't got nothing to bring to the table for him to get. That's why the tables turned because he didn't fell off the plate.
That's why I mentioned to everybody that's been really like tuned in with Thurman. Like if you really follow Thurman, you'll know this shit like karma with Thurman right now. The situation he in and the situation Earl in is damn near the exact same situation. He had 2 belts I think, or at least one, but I think he had two. I think he had the WBC and the WBA. You
Yeah,
know
he
what I'm
had
saying?
both of them.
And Earl wanted that work. He didn't want to get Earl to work. Now he ain't got no belt, so Earl in the position to tell him go get his strap first. You know what I'm saying? And the motherfucker saying don't do him like that. Like, come on, man. Like, what y'all want a motherfucker? What y'all want a motherfucker to? One got to kiss the other ass. It don't work like that, bro. It ain't like a motherfucker hating on him or nothing. Nigga just staying away from him. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
here's
saying?
the dirty part about it, man. Is Thurman used to talk about and Danny Curtis used to pull that shit too, talking about the young buck. If Earl Spence is 2 years younger than you, shut the hell up. That's not a young buck. He's in the same group as you. Your ass just didn't want to fight him. So I mean, like that shit used to fit. Oh yeah, the young bucks is coming. Dude, he the same age as you almost. What you mean, young buck? Ain't like he was 23 calling you out when you was 31. The dude was like 2 years younger than you, and he just pulled all this bullshit. His whole mannerism changed. And like I said, he don't have nothing to bring. The Thurman don't got nothing. Go get a belt. Yeah, go fight Bud and get that belt.
Yeah,
Then you can talk.
the board done flipped all the way around. Now he Earl Spence all over. Hyphy said Keith must have been inspired by Roy. He throws lots of leaping left hooks. Theo used to do the same against lower opposition. Um, the Melvin Brown experience says Spence not the same since the car accident. How we know he ain't been back? He beat Danny Garcia. He didn't look bad to me. We ain't seen him since, so I can't say that. They say he looking real good in the gym
Is he training with Blu-ray?
compared to that's what they say. But
Oh shit.
I'm saying they saying as far as the sparring go, they like last time versus Pacquiao, they didn't say he was looking all that sharp. They say he's looking real sharp this time. So you know what I'm saying? We're gonna see though. Gil Cole said so when Keith fight Ugas for them belts. So you saying Spence gonna lose? Spence gonna lose, huh? You see that when Keith fight Ugas for them belts, we gonna see if he gets dropped by a body shot. And we gonna see.
Hey, I put it like this:
We should have.
If Ugas wins that fight, he's going straight for Crawford too. Because I think Ugas thinks he can beat Crawford. I
He
think he's
said
going straight for him.
the way he talking, he's saying he is. Melvin Brown said, Tank versus Keith, who winning? Man, shit. I, I had to go put my money on motherfucker. If Barrios gave him some work, I had to put my money on Tank stopping that nigga.
Yeah.
For real. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going based on what I saw. You know what I'm saying? If it was really one time, I would pick Keith Thurman, but this ain't one time, man. With that one single lead punch, man, he get countered the fuck up by this little dude with his power. So I probably go with Tank right now at this moment. Gil
Man,
Cole said,
he gonna beat that body up, bro.
man, counter's gonna be vicious too. Gil Cole said Keith beats Tank and Ellerby.
Yeah, right.
Right, Champ said fighters should be more active. Yeah, I agree with him. And a lot of, especially the contenders. Xavier the boxing nerd said it's deformed mentalities to me. He said Ali wasn't worried about being knocked off while setting up a big fight. He said the market is what it is, and people are going to stream regardless. Yeah, yeah. Only thing I was saying, I just think that may be the reason why he rather just go after these big fights. Melvin Brown up right here said Candelo. If you saying Canelo, he said Candelo versus Davis. Who you got? I definitely would pick Canelo if that's what you're talking about.
Yeah. What?
That's a total mismatch right there. I think Canelo got decent defense, and he probably hit a little too hard. Iceberg Nerd said, you saw my point the other day. Talking about me, Iceberg? No, I've been reading all his comments. Moody Tradeweather said, bro, this man fought Barrios, not Conor Ben, not Virgil, not Ennis. I mean, Thurman got to climb the ladder again. That's what I'm saying.
Yep.
He don't care. Gil don't give a damn. Iceberg Nerd said, oh, you saw my point the other day, Marlo. Earl gonna trash him anyway. Let him roll up and get swole up if you want to. Yeah, I ain't mad at the fight. I hope I don't. I ain't sounding like I don't want to fight. I'm just saying the motherfucker's in a fucked up position now. You know what I'm saying? The rabbit got the gun type of thing. Iceberg. I just want to see if Keith even takes the fight if Earl calls him out. Now that'd be some shit, huh? If that nigga be like Red, y'all. No.
The hell yeah.
Hey Earl, get out there. Keith Thurman, get your ass over here. Get in the ring. Yeah, you been talking all that. That is it. I want you next. And that nigga get in the ring and be like, no. Oh shit. Napoleon Armstrong salute, bro. He said, Pete. Melvin Brown said if Danny Garcia, Danny Moore focused on being an IG model, he from Philly. He don't take boxing serious no more. Shit, Philly fighters usually be taking the shit serious, man. Shout out to Cool Boy Step. Shit, he taking it serious as a motherfucker, man. We had him on here, and when we had him, he ain't had no belts. Now he unified. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to him. Hyphy say correction. Earl is currently working with a conditioning coach that is not Blu-ray. His new conditioning coach is Quasation. Man, I ain't finna butcher that man's name. He said, "What happened to circulating the black dollar? Oh, corrasion. I think he's trying to say. I think that's what that is. Circulating the black dollar in the black community. I had no idea.
What the hell?
I had no idea, man. If y'all want to see free pay-per-view boxing, go on Stream East. It's a good stream site. Trust me. Now we pay for the fight, bro. We try to support the sport. You know what I'm saying? This is where we get our content from. We try to get back. You feel what I'm saying? As much as we can, man. So
Hey, and them screens be like I don't care how good them screens be garbage compared to watching it on a good television stream. For big fights, I'm definitely always paying them. I ain't gonna lie, stream Thurman or like, cause that's trash. $75, they out the damn mind. But yeah, for most of these fights, I paid for them, man, and it's just better watching it on your big T. Support the sport, man. It's look, y'all. Most of us spend more than that on a meal, so come on.
don't get me wrong though. If y'all feel like it's not worth it, you know what I'm saying? I don't blame you. Shit, because if it's some shit that ain't worth it to me, I ain't buying that motherfucker. I ain't gonna call it neither. You feel what I'm saying? Just being real, like I just feel like it's certain fighters, you know, Thurman deserve it. You know what I'm saying? He put the work in, former unified champion. I don't see nobody nothing wrong with support.
Yeah.
Even though you didn't get your money worth. You ain't get what you expected. Because I was looking for a motherfucking stoppage, brother. I was looking for him to run
But
through
hey,
me.
do you feel like it was a good fight, man? Did you enjoy it?
It made me respect Barrios.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that. It made me respect Barrios a whole hell of a lot. You know what I'm saying? Back to back. But also he got his nose broke, it looked like. A bunch of shit. Big boy boxing, salute, bro. What's happening? He said, "What up, team?" He said, "Hope y'all are well." Yeah, we good, fam. Hope everything on your end good too. Hope you well. Xavier the boxing nerd said, "Yeah, that's just how boxing is, unfortunately." Yeah, true. Napoleon laughing and shit. Iceberg nerd said, "Here go race, baiting ass hyphy, square up, nigga." I did not like him, man. I did not like that nigga. You know, like earlier, Bud fan, man. He ain't gonna call Bud no motherfucker. He ain't gonna do that race baiting shit with Bud. Bud was getting ran.
Yeah, Bud's suing on the racism.
Yeah, I was just gonna say
He been oppressed.
it's all in this court case, but you gonna have that comment about early
Oppressed.
code. That nigga ain't right. Rod X said by far the biggest moniker in boxing, Cool Boy Steph. For real though, Rod X, biggest moniker. Huh? Gil Cole said, "How many people in the chat stream Keith pay-per-view?" Yeah, I ain't even gonna ask that question. A lot of the fans said shit. They come over here to get the shit. Fuck all that bullshit. Gil Cole said, "I'm putting cases on all y'all." You ain't about to get me on that one, Gil Cole. I'm gonna keep that with that. That's an inside joke right there. Oh man, Napoleon Armstrong said, "Hey, mate, skimmed it. You skimmed it, Napoleon Armstrong." Hype said, y'all gonna make Rick Glazier come on the panel next." He said, weak and exposed Thurman Barrios pay-per-view number. I wouldn't be surprised they did bad, man. Robert Guerrero, salute fan. He said, "Salute Marlo. I think Thurman beat Barrios worse than Tank did. Uh,
What?
even though Tank KO Barrios could have been leading on the cards before he got KO." It said, "Great show, bro, especially Saturday night show. Appreciate you, fam."
But he
And
also beat a better version of Barrios too, an undefeated champion that ain't never been stopped before. So if you want to look at it like that.
yeah, I was finna say I can understand where he coming from, but this is where I'm judging it at. It was 10-ounce gloves. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? It was 10-ounce gloves. The guy is a smaller guy. You could clearly tell when he did hit him with them leads that was the punch that was hurting him most. But he got hurt by this guy. It's where I'm saying. It wasn't like no hella lopsided. The guy was in the fight. His face, nose was broke. He had a couple swollen eyes, but the guy was in that motherfucker. The referee didn't even see no knee. His corner didn't
Hey,
see no.
it was close rounds, man. You know, if you had a 10, 9.5, instead of a 9, 9.5, you could have gave a bunch of rounds. He was losing the rounds, but it wasn't like he was
Yeah.
getting
It was
thwarted. It was
separated.
barely losing them.
Yeah. It wasn't like no big separation. Like he ain't letting them know, like welcome them to the division. You know what I'm saying? And then, like I was saying too earlier, I was saying that with that, he gonna come off and go right into a championship fight with Bud or Spence, coming off of performance like that against a guy like that. You know what I'm saying? What's your opinion on that, Robert? Just you know what I'm saying? Good comment though.
Yeah.
Iceberg Nerd said I streamed the fuck out of that fight. Gil Coles. I told you. Bruce Gold, salute, bro. He said, "What's happening, my bros? What's happening, fam?" Eric R said, "Salute, family, salute, bro. What's happening?" Big Boy said, "After all, Keefy Pooh's whining, Keefy Pooh's winning. He better take. After all, Keefy Pooh's whining. He better take that Spence fight if offered. Yeah, he better. He better not come out there like Red. All right here, L Dub said, I went to the Thurman Barrios card. Oh, for real? Did you enjoy it?" Eric R said, "Keith Thurman numbers came out yet?" No, not that I know of. I ain't even been checking for him, to be honest. We might see it in the title of Dante Boxing next year.
Yeah, Dante will have it.
James,
There we
There
go.
we go.
turn,
Yo, what's good? What's good?
what's good, fam?
Man,
Salute.
blessed, man, blessed, blessed.
Turn the YouTube background for us. It's an echo.
I didn't think I got the YouTube on. I'm on headphones. Can you hear me? Is that
Yeah,
bad? Is that bad?
yeah, we hear. Can you hear us?
Yeah. We good. We
Okay.
locked in.
All right.
Look, first off, I gotta say, Marlo, listen, I gotta give you props for what you do on these fights. I'll watch the fight and listen to you. So I got to give props to any black brother that have made it, like that made their own lane. Like, bro, you bringing back that old school into the new school, and so I got to give you much props and much love. That's up
Yeah,
front from just stepping in the room. You know what I'm saying? I got to give you your props.
I appreciate it, man. That's my brother Trey X that be on the blow by blow. Yeah,
But y'all the team though. So
yeah.
you here, you feel me? So I got to, you know what I'm saying? Y'all
Appreciate
to come, y'all the team. So I got to give you props like that, you know?
I most definitely appreciate that, man. I just like to make sure, you know what I'm saying, people understand, know who exactly who is, you know what I'm saying? Some people come
Most stuff.
confused. But yeah, man, see, that's what we try to do. We try to teach, learn together, you know what I'm saying, enjoy the sport together, and respect each other's opinions. That's how it's supposed to be.
That's what it's about.
But shit, what you think on the Keith? What's your take on the Keith Thurman fight versus Barlow? Did you like the performance? Was you cool with it? You think it was worth the 75? What's your take on it?
No. See, listen. First off, man, most of us come from poverty, so we gonna get it how we live, regardless. You know what I'm saying? Some people gonna stream, some people gonna buy it. You know, I give props to each side. But let me say this: the same Barrios that fought Tank is not the same Barrios that fought Thurman. Let's get that right. He was more conservative. Tank, he was really trying to headhunt Tank at the beginning of the fight. So he had an awareness of Keith. I'm just being honest about it. You know, it's not like he came out there gung ho. I mean, he stepped up when Keith stepped up, but he was getting pieced up. Now, did Keith look awesome? No, you know, but this is his first fight back. So could he hang with the top dogs right now? No. Ennis beat him. Ennis beat him bad. He moved too much. He moved too much, and I didn't expect nothing but this from Thurman. I'm be honest. This is what I expected. I expected him to do this. You know, talk, try to shine, and get in there and turn into a sparring section. That's what he did. It was more of a sparring session. That's what we watched.
That's what I agree with you. That's what it looked like with 10,000 gloves, because nobody went down. We seen a lot of people get robbed. You know what I'm saying? But we didn't see nobody actually go down. And
that's a fact.
10-ounce gloves was made the difference. But the body shot though was like a lot of things that happened in that fight.
Hey, mute your mic. It's a bad echo.
Yeah, I think
Hold up.
it's feedback.
Hold up. All right, let me do it.
If somebody else talking, you just press mute.
Yo, is that better? Is that better?
Mic check. Yeah.
Mic check. Mic check 1 2.
No, not you. It's when we talk.
No.
It's only when we talk. So just you can just go on this.
Gotcha. Okay.
But yeah, it was just how he fought that fight and who he was in there against. What told me that he don't want that work from Bud or Smith. Shit, hell, I think even Ugas will give him some run, give him a cold run. You know what I mean? Danny Garcia probably right now stop him in the shape he in. You know what I'm saying? And as slow he was, as athletic he didn't look. Let me jump in the chat real quick, y'all. We get back in. I hope I don't lose my train of thought though. Napoleon Armstrong said that Edge did 464 pay-per-view sales. Oh no, I said it ain't so. Gil Cole laughed. Eric R said Keith was supposed to beat Barrios worse. Yeah, Eric R said Tank win was more impressive. That's what I'm saying. And Tank, it was a good fight though. Shit. The point was, I think his point mainly was saying that if it didn't go to the scorecards, if it would have went to the scorecard, Barrios had a chance of winning. I understood what he was saying with that, but he got the stoppage though. When you can get the job done, we can't talk about the but ifs. You know what I'm saying?
And Barrios was the bigger man. Let's look at it like that. He did move up to him. So the difference in this fight that I feel with Thurman was Thurman's size advantage. If you look at it, when he hit him, he caused a little. If these dudes were naturally probably the same weight, it might be a different story. But his size and that was what the difference was.
Yeah, Big Boy said Keith ain't proper KO'd anyone since what 2015. He said dude couldn't knock out a wink. L Dub talking to Gil. Get out y'all business. Napoleon said Earl Ether. Or the Ether them on what's the name of some Derek Beatty in the building. Salute, bro. Get out y'all business. I go. Robert Guerrero said. He said, yeah, I think Thurman needs 1 or 2 more fights before Spence or Crawford fight. Yeah, I got to agree with you.
Nah, Thurman messing around to get knocked out.
Hey, like who though? Like, hey, that's a question for you, Robert. Who would you like to see him fight to get him ready for one of those guys? Would you say Virgil or that's who I like to see him fight? Give one of them young guys a shot at the title, Virgil or my boy Boots, or you got somebody else in mind? L Dub said, "Go ahead, Jason."
I don't think. I think that the clock ticking. I think the clock ticking. Like he ain't got no time for no 3 warm-ups. 2 warm-ups dangerous. Because one of these young boys are catching, and that's it. And if he get knocked out, he'll retire.
Yeah, he probably go back to I think it was Nepal. Shout out Nepal if it wasn't, but I think he'd go back to there playing the flute to those cobras and shit. You know what I'm talking about? Eldell said, he said, yeah, that car was good. Ramos versus Hernandez is fire. Hell yeah, man. That's good you enjoyed yourself, bro. Rodek said maybe Thurman needs another tune-up. Yeah, that's what I was saying, Rodek. I was saying with that performance and fighting that guy, that smarter guy, I think he needs to fight a real 147 pounder, man. Somebody that's
Who
fully
we
active.
gonna fight? Who we gonna fight though?
I don't know.
Chris
What about,
Algieri.
nah, like a Riverside Rocky or something, right? Riverside Rocky. What's that other dude name that fought Broner? He been on a little winning streak. Somebody just mentioned him in the thing. I think it was Moody Trayweather. Jose, the dude that fought Broner, man. I just forgot the dude name again. But so it's one of those two. I wouldn't even say Guerrero because he be looking washed up in his last fight. But somebody like that, they all on PDC too. It just be somebody, man, that a 147 that's dangerous. You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying he got the best of skills, but he's definitely a threat if he lands.
How about Maurice Hooker?
But did he have a fight at 147 yet?
I believe he did. Wasn't his last one at 147?
Oh, yep. He fought
Yeah.
Ortiz.
There you go.
Yeah, Hooker. Let Hooker get in there. Hooker got a clean.
I don't see Thurman even taking a young guy like that. Like he wants somebody kind of seasoned. He don't want him. He wouldn't take a Hooker because he'll see that as disrespect. I guess depending on
he just fought Barrios, man.
We know, but that's different though. Barrios just fought Tank. Who Hooker fought that's on that level like that? He wouldn't do that. He wouldn't take it.
Yeah, I had to agree with you because he too diva-ish. I think he'll stay away from Hooker or anybody that's dangerous. He just gonna want to. He gonna want to make he gonna want to shine over lesser competition and still go into one of those fights. Like maybe we'll see if he try to force himself into one of these fights.
I don't mean to cut you off, but let me say this. I know who he won't. I'ma say it, and nobody else ain't gonna say it, but I'ma say it. AB.
Hey, that's a big man.
Here we go. Tell him to fight maybe Mikey Garcia. There you go. That's a big name.
AB, that'll really be cherry picking. AB ain't far.
That's what's up.
He did an interview laying on the couch in the dark. Unless that's old. I don't know how new it was. I seen it on somebody. I seen it on Instagram.
I don't know. It kicked me out. My bad.
It's all good. What was I at? Rodek said maybe Thurman needs another tune. Oh, I read that one. Iceberg said Marlo the Echoes went all three of y'all. Okay. Yeah, it's cool now, ain't it? I think I don't hear echo no more. Everybody talking to everybody. Oh, right here. Big Boy said James needs some headphones. When others speak, we get an echo from his background audio. Yeah. Oh, we got it together now. Everybody talking shit. Oh, Gil Cole said sparring session. He said you seen how Barrios looked after the fight. Yeah, no headgear. Sparring with no headgear, bro. Damn, the fuck. I was in the podium somewhere. Right here. Napoleon said, Keith got some sneaky shots through while moving laterally. He said, that's not too many people even expecting. Yeah, they were sneaky. They was effective too. But that was like the only shot. It was like the same shot. Uppercut maybe. You know what I'm saying? Like here and there, uppercut was there trying to defend it, but Barrios wasn't throwing no hell of a counter. When he finally did start counting, that shit paid off for him. Iceberg Nerd said, Officer Gill. You get out y'all bitter. Robert Grill said, he said, see, I said the same thing about Porter versus Crawford. Porter did not fight Crawford as hard as he fought Earl, in my opinion. Hey, I gotta agree with you on that. I gotta agree with you on that. I don't think he, and even his daddy wasn't into the fight as much as he didn't want to throw the towel in on Earl. You know what I'm saying? He let him get in there and put his head down and fight for his shit with the potential of getting hurt again. You know what I'm saying? I don't even see no. I ain't even see no need to throw the towel in that fight. I thought he could have continued. That was just me though, man. Eric R said keep Thurman need to fight.
I want to step in. I want to disagree on that right fast. I got to disagree with you, man.
Go ahead.
Listen, I got to be honest about this. Porter came into that fight thinking too much. He was thinking about getting countered. He didn't want to get He didn't want to get hit hard. Like Porter really. I think people looking at Porter and was thinking that he was going to go in there rambunctious, but already we knew that if he came in there head first like he usually do, he was going to get countered. So when this fight happened, I think we looking too much and making it like Porter was his old self. He was more mature. Like he didn't go in there wild. And then when it got wild, you see what happened. Like Bud took it up a notch. But I think that it was more about what he was thinking in his head. Like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. He didn't have that thinking like that when he fought Spence. Spence, he was really going head to head, toe for toe. This fight against Bud, it was a mental game. And Bud outlasted.
Bud got
in that fight, man, Porter he wasn't normal, man. I think he did. It wasn't a matter of outlasting or mental. I think Porter's head's out the game. This dude is thinking about commentating and a whole bunch of other stuff. His dad, we could say what we want. He said what he thought. That Porter was, man, you watch some of the videos, Porter was not, that's not the same Porter training, being hungry. He went in there, he'd been waiting for this fight. It just wasn't the same, I think that speaks to itself, but it's still a good win for Bud. He still got a top-notch bit. But this is what happens when you wait too long for these fights, man. Like, these dudes ain't getting no younger, man. 34 years old coming in now, so it's like crazy.
Do y'all think coming off that loss had a lot to do with his thinking? You know what I'm saying? With his game plan? Like that still was dancing around in his head? Taking another L back-to-back type of thing?
I think so. I think, look, it got to, because in your mind, you got to think he's already, before the fight, he was talking about he was going to retire, bro. He already he was halfway out the game. That Porter that we saw is not the Porter we seen fighting Thurman back in the day on PBC. You know what I'm saying? That's not that dude anymore.
Bro, can I ask you a question? Now? So I want to make sure I'm hearing this right. So what Porter we talking about? Are you saying the Porter that beat AB could have beat Bud?
No,
I'm saying.
So what Porter? Which one? Because it was almost the same fighter. Like, which one we talking?
Man. If you say that, man, then I'm gonna keep it a buck, man. You like Porter? The tenacity was not there. Porter, the way he got stopped. Let's be honest. His dad does not throw the towel in if that's 100% Porter. He lets him keep fighting. He's seen that this dude was not trying to be in the fight. It wasn't because he was getting overwhelmed and beat up by Bud. He was in the fight. So, but he was a step slow, and he didn't look like he was dead. Like his dad said, he wasn't dedicated. He didn't see my son like he normally trains, trying to run through a brick wall fighting this fight. We can say what we want, but there's a difference, man. That's not even the Porter that fought Ugas.
Let's
be honest. Let's keep it a buck.
Okay. So the Porter that beat that lost to Kell Brook. That Porter. Which Porter? The one that the Ugas fight. That's what we basing it on.
I'm saying to you that's not the same tenacious Porter. The Porter that I thought could beat him, that was not him. He just wasn't there.
I hear what you're saying, but I'm trying to figure out. You're saying that a more focused Porter, like he was 100%. What fight? Which one? Because all the fights he still looked about the same.
Man.
It wasn't
There's no way
difference. Now I disagree with that.
I'm gonna say this.
I think he looked better in the loss. I think.
I'm gonna say this. Look. I'm not talking about he elevate. Look. Let's straight up talk about Porter. It's about will and his motor. And I'm saying to you, yes, at skill level, he looks exactly the same. but he was not in there trying to go ham and try to put in the work. He just was
Well, he
not there.
couldn't
That was
go
not the
ham
same
because he
Porter.
knew he was going to get counted, though. He couldn't go ham. He had to have when he stepped in this fight. Hold up for a second. When he stepped in this fight, he had to have the conscious thought that, hold up now, I know how I want a football play, but I got to watch out for the linebacker come across the line. I'm just giving just a similar to the situation he had to deal with going against Bud. He couldn't be that same Porter. He couldn't be the Porter AB. He couldn't be the Porter who he beat Ugas. He couldn't be that Porter.
So
Not
you
against
saying
Bud.
Porter AB, look, Porter AB, what's that, like 6 or 7 years ago? You trying to tell me?
He ain't like he had
the
100
Porter that
fights
was
since
in there
then.
6 or 7 years ago is still the same fighter?
I'm asking what Porter did. I'm asking, hold on 1 second. I'm asking what Porter are we talking about? Because Porter is not like he was a night and day difference from he was just it was a thinking game. It was a chess game out there. It was a chess game.
I'm talking about the Porter that fought Thurman. That's a Porter I didn't see last night. Let's keep it a buck. Like I'm saying, let's keep it a buck. That there's a difference. A dude can fight like that. Let's you say, as people call him a football player, which I think is foul because he ain't. He just hard nosed and goes out. If Porter was Mexican and fall like that, we would never say that shit.
Is you basing that on the outcome because it's popped through the talent, or you saying?
Yeah, I'm basing it partly on the outcome and then what his dad said about it. And I can even look at it like the way he described, like after the fight, man. He just, I've watched Porter. I've watched every fight Porter's had, like from start to pill. The first one that really put on people on notice.
But you're not giving props to the competition, like you.
No, I'm not saying. I'm not saying. Look, man.
Okay,
It's not either the glass. It's not either the glass is half empty or half full. I'm saying, like, bro, that wasn't like we are being dishonest. We're trying to say that's the same Porter that was fighting when he was 28 years old. That's not him no more.
It wasn't. It was a more mature Porter.
Yeah, a weaker, mature, a one that had stuff to lose, that was consciously scared about going in and getting beat up that way. Let's be honest, like this ain't hungry Porter. You're not hungry no more. He's already fed.
What? Hold on, one fight. Now he ain't hungry.
No, it ain't like one fight.
Let me just say this one thing. Then I'll let you go. I done heard the rhetoric over and over and over again, and I'm not saying that he don't have other things going on outside of boxing. That's not the conversation I'm having. What I'm saying is this. And Marlo, let's be honest. This wasn't no way different Porter. Only thing was he was thinking this was a mental game. This was more than physicality that he had to bring to the table. Everybody else he fought, it wasn't about that. He wanted to physical everybody up. The last time he really had a situation where it was a mental game was against Brooks. I'm just being honest about it. That game, that was more of a jab fest for Brooks. I'm being honest now. In a real boxing match, everybody else, he kind of deboed. He deboed everybody else.
I was gonna say you make a good point because
I'm just saying, man.
I based on the same thing, man. He couldn't make no adjustment, and he looked over there like he wanted to end it. You know what I'm saying? Because once he got knocked down and he got up and tried to bull rush Crawford had something waiting on his ass. You know what I'm saying? Put his ass right back down. And it was a sign, it was body language in there his daddy probably read, and he said it out of his own mouth that justified it. Like Porter had, you know what I'm saying, on going into the fight, he wanted to retire. But I think he knew something that we didn't know. You know what I'm saying? I think that he knew something that we didn't know. I think that he didn't have nothing for Bud. All he had, once Bud made adjustments in that fight.
That's a fact, Marlo. That's a fact, bro.
Yeah, he knew he ain't trained hard and he wasn't going to go. He wasn't hungry, man. Just say, hey, look, I'll put like this. I'll put that same label on. And people can say whatever. I'll put that same label on Danny Garcia when he fought Spence. Like these ain't the same dudes. They ain't hungry no more, man.
Hold up. First off, Garcia, man. Let me go back to what my comment on Garcia earlier. Garcia, listen, his weakness is black fighters. He can't beat black fighters. We too athletic. We move too much. That's his weakness. You can put him in. He looks good against anybody else, but put him in there with a black fighter. Huh.
Yeah.
I can't think of a black fighter he's beaten. That's the funny part when you brought that up. Because I think he lost that Peterson fight, bro.
I'm just spitting facts, bro. People don't even see it. People don't think about it. But I'm just being realistic. He cannot beat black fighters. He'll beat anybody else. But put him in there with a black fighter, he can't do it. He just can't. That's why he can't get over the hump. And now what he gonna do is he gonna mess around and go up too high and get knocked out for real.
Mm-hmm. Let me try to get caught up in these comments though before we get back to Eric R said Thurman needs to fight the winner of Brook versus Khan. That'd be a good fight for Keith.
True.
That'd be a good fight in the UK somewhere or something, getting some bread. Iceberg Nerd said he did break up old boy Nose pretty good though. I'll give him that. Yeah, I'll give him that. He had that boy face looking like, hey you guys. What's that nigga name? From Goonies. Eric R said Keith Thurman versus Brook Khan winner, then AB, then Ortiz, then he ready. He ain't gonna be ready, man. He probably gonna go out with another injury in between those, you know. L Dub said Thurman versus Abel Ramos. That go a fight for him right there. What about Abel Ramos? That's the guy that was on the card too, huh? L Dub. Both Ramos was on here, but that was the one I think fought right before Santa Cruz. Y'all peeped him on the card, Abel Ramos.
Yeah, that was a nice little scrap, bro.
That was the fight. Was that the first fight? Or what fight was that?
Yeah, I think that was the first fight on the card.
It's before Castro fought.
No, it was after Neary. I think Neary was the first fight, wasn't it?
There was some real scrappy fights on the card. I fell asleep doing probably the last fight, and then I woke up in the middle because it was just, I don't know, man. It ain't had my attention like that.
Yeah, some of the fights will do it to you, especially if you're simping in a comfortable spot.
Yeah, it was competitively boring sometimes last night. I ain't gonna front.
Eric R said he laughing at me talking about Marlo, you funny as shit. Vargas, that's who I was talking about. Vargas versus Thurman, y'all. That'd be a good fight for Thurman. Rod X, Thurman versus Barrio.
I can see that.
Thurman versus Broner. Two birds, one stone, man. Napoleon Armstrong said the blueprint is out on Keith. He said hard to his body, also still tender to use more movement than punches late in the fight. Big Boy Boxing said Josecito Lopez. That'd be a good fight for him. Robert Guerrero said, yep, the clock is ticking for Thurman. Yeah, maybe Santano's or Mikey Garcia. I think Mikey probably take that fight right now the way he looked.
Mikey will take that fight. They'll both take that fight. They'll take that fight, and then they'll have it in Texas some way. Yeah, big money getter.
San Antonio or some shit. Yeah, I agree. Eric R said Machines is a good look. Yeah, that'd be a former opponent of Buzz. Derek Bailey said Keith had to take it slow and fight someone like Blair the Flair Clouds. Blair probably put it on that boy. Woo! Y'all know who that is, right?
Yeah.
Popular name, but he pretty decent boxer though. I think he's vulnerable though. Iceberg Nerd said, man, Thurman ain't fighting none of them dudes. Said he out there for that Earl Bud retirement check and ride out. He knows what we know. Yep. Big Boy Boxer say, I know it's not likely, but David Anavesian or Conor Benn will be a good lead into a title for Keith. And Conor Benn most definitely probably hurt Keith, man.
Conor knock him out, bro.
Yeah. I think Conor Benn most definitely be bad. But I think Iceberg Nerd got it on the money. It's looking like this guy ready to take this L from Earl and ride off into the sunset. He might not, because it sounds like he's staying away from Bud, and he keep mentioning Earl. So he might just go on and take this L from Earl and ride into the sunset. Gil Cole said, keep asleep, AB. More than likely, AB, he ain't gonna look the same. He gonna look just like he was in his last few fights, man. Not letting his hand go. Robert Guerrero said, or the dude that just beat Garcia. I can't. Who is that? What is it? Anybody know the dude name that beat Mikey? On the zone too. That shit was shocking.
Oh yeah, that boxer.
Italian guy here, Italian or something, man.
Yeah,
That was a nice fuck grab. Let me get his name up for
I
y'all.
was surprised though that the zone even gave it to him. Napoleon Armstrong said Mike McCollum would beat Thurman worst nightmare, 4 round tops. Julio Cesar Chavez too. Fact.
Sandar Martin, that's his name.
Is
They beat up Mikey.
Yeah. Big boy Big boy said once again, Keith ain't sparked anyone for more than half a decade. He ain't KO'ing any top 10 welterweight. Gil Cole said at the end of the day, he said we here talking about former unified WBC WBA superstar boxer Keith one time Thurman. Hashtag play the flute. Yeah, we is in here talking about his ass. Hey, one thing for sure though, whoever you get in the ring with, that motherfucker gonna sell the fight to them casuals with his mouthpiece. Napoleon Armstrong said the best version of Porter will never beat Bud. Let's be real. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's not what I was trying to say. I don't think nobody up here was saying that boy can beat Bud. Big boy boxing shit. I think Crow was serving Trey X. He ain't even here. Let me stop. Napoleon said the best version. I read that. Big boy said, yeah, former. Now it's once upon a time. Napoleon said, Bud was carrying Porter. As soon as somebody lied and told him he was down on the cards, Bud beats him immediately. I don't. So, hey, let me ask y'all a question, man. Let me catch up in the chat. I'm trying to. Don't let me forget that comment about the down on the card. Because I don't think that was too far-fetched, though, the down on the card comment. I don't think that was like a lie. I think it could have been, it was up there for grabs, you know what I'm saying? I think Porter was in the fight before that, before he got put on his wallet. Big boy said, Porter was frustrated that Bud neutralized him. Gotta credit Porter, not discredit, gotta credit Bud and not discredit Porter. That what you mean? Gotta credit Porter, not discredit Porter. Yeah, I did. I gave Bud his credit. That's what I was saying earlier, that he couldn't make adjustments. You know what I'm saying? I think his father seen that. He just could not make adjustments. Yeah, I got you. Gil Cole said, let me get out y'all business. Napoleon said Styles make fights. Porter couldn't fight Bud the same without getting knocked out in the first round. Styles do make fights. Rod X said, up until the time of the 10th round, Crawford versus Porter was a close fight. Yeah, see, I agree with Rod. I think it was a close fight. I don't think it was too far-fetched to say that he probably was down a round or two. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that was too far-fetched. But I tell you what, though, that was something nice to see, though, that he heard that and stepped that shit up. You know what I'm saying? He started punching harder. He started being way more aggressive.
Yeah, I was just about to say that, man. I don't know who was all watching the fight, but what's big dude that's in Bud Corner? What's his name? Bo Mac told me, he said, all right, man, it's time to turn it up. I think it was all game plan. I'm telling you, man, as soon as he said turn it up, he came out there and knocked him out. Like,
yeah,
the corner, the mic was in the corner when Bo Mac was talking to him. He said, all right, man, it's time to turn it up now. And that was it.
It looked like somebody else did something too. What was I, y'all? All right here. Big boy said, LOL, time me out for giving my opinion, and I will never be back. They say talk trolls or talk stupid. I don't think you can get timed out, big boy. What you talking about? I think big boy got a wrench, don't he, y'all? Let me go see.
So, what y'all think about the Clarissa Shield fight?
I didn't get to see it.
Bruh, listen. Let me tell you, bro. Listen, Clarissa was the most patient I ever seen her, bro. I'm gonna step out front and say this. I think now a lot of people didn't talk bad about Clarissa, you know, for doing the MMA, but I think that MMA training and opened something up in Clarissa. Cause now she'd have been in a sport where she didn't have to worry about people doing takedowns and leg kicks and so on and so forth. And now she can tell the difference between boxing and that. It's like she was sitting on she was heavyweight. She was beasting this girl out here. And this girl wasn't even bad either. But she was really patient. It wasn't the same Clarissa that fought Hannah Gabriels. It wasn't even the same Clarissa that fought, who was the girl last fight, the foreign girl, German girl, whoever that was.
Hammer.
Yeah, Hammer. It wasn't even that. This Shields was patient. Like she was picking shots. She was slipping. It's like she was throwing counters. She was throwing body shots. Bruh, she looked good. Like I said, I think that MMA training opened something up in her. So now she's looking at boxing different. It almost slowed the game down to her. But
I know I saw the after the presser when her and Marshall was going back and forth. I sure found that entertaining. She had to get up out of her chair. Like, hold up, B. Let me tell you something. You ain't got no medals. Where your medals at? But I want to break that fight down, man. I want to check it out and see how she pulled it off. Big boy said so already. Gil Cole said so. Bud ain't getting credit now. Yeah, Bud got a lot of credit. We wasn't trying to down Bud. We were just talking about Porter, what he couldn't do. I think it was just more he couldn't make no adjustments, man. Fuck all that training camp. That even though that could play a part, but he was in there trying to give an effort, and he seen that his best effort wasn't gonna work. So he looked over for help. You know what I'm saying? Iceberg Nerd said Bud beats Porter no matter which Marvel multiverse version you pick. Let it go. Robert Guerrero said to me.
He said the variant what you call it, Porter couldn't beat Bud.
Yeah, the superpower, huh? Robert Guerrero said to me, the mental thing for Porter was the fact that him and Crawford were friends. Even though Crawford is a quick bad motherfucker, that didn't have no mental thing. Yeah, that probably was what it was more than that loss. Then, huh? Napoleon Armstrong said that prototype is what they fear. What you talking about? Bud prototype? Gil Cole said Danny beat the brakes off Jab. Yeah, that's an old Jab though. Hypey said I agree with the Porter not being as hungry versus Crawford comment. He knew fighting a rugged the shit jumped on. Trey X in the building, salute, bro. Oh, that's why I jumped. He said a hungry versus Carter comment. He said he knew that fighting a rugged style would result in him making the reckless mistakes that would severely cost him. He fought smarter versus TBC. Yep. That's what James knows.
That's a fact, bro. I gotta agree with him. You know, I think that it was a chess game. It wasn't checkers, you know. So I think that's why we saw a different Porter. Now I'm not saying that he trained like he used to train. He first off, Porter has already set into the style he is. You're not going to get the different Porter. Do y'all remember that fight when he first started saying he was going to use the jab? What was the guy he went against? Do y'all remember that?
That one. What's his name? Ashton.
Yeah, it was some foreign guy. But he didn't.
Go here.
You know who I'm talking about. You know exactly who I'm talking about. I mean, that's just not his style. If anything, that's his weakness. Anybody that can really move laterally, you know what I'm saying, and move around the ring, that's not. And I'm gonna say something else too. Spence, y'all don't want to hear it because see, I know we got a lot of Spence fans. I don't think Spence want that trouble, because the thing about Bud. And I just got to say this up front. The thing about Bud is this. He has a style that he doesn't do anything great. But when he hits you, it's over. When he catch you, you're not going to take too many good shots from Bud. Now Spence, on the other hand, we done seen Spence go really 12 rounds. When the last time Spence had a knockout?
Um, Probably what's his name? The Hispanic dude, the one he fought in Dallas.
Campos.
Campos.
Yeah, yeah, shot.
Well, a lot didn't happen, but they say he looking stronger, so we'll see.
But see, this my thing. Like, I edge Spence over Bud. You know what I'm saying? And it's a long, and I think the strength of schedule got something to do with it. But Bud also, man, Bud versus lesser competitions, he done been on his wallet at 147. He done been on his wallet. He showed some vulnerabilities. He was down on the card versus who was that? Khan? Was it Khan?
Yeah, it was Khan.
He was up. Porter gave him a run for his money until he found that.
Yeah, but that Khan was early though. That was kind of early in the fight though. Like, that wasn't.
I'm just saying the vulnerabilities. Not saying he didn't make adjustments. That's his asset. He makes adjustments. But I'm just saying he showed vulnerabilities. You know what I'm saying? And with Earl, I don't see none. Like, I mean, the eye injury or whatnot, the car accident is what everybody I'm hearing them based up on. Like, let's just talk about skill, man. You know what I'm saying? Ring rust is gonna play a factor. Don't get me wrong, but skill wise, come with the torn retina versus Danny Garcia, he took away Danny Garcia's best shots. You know what I'm saying? He was able to keep Danny Garcia what he needed him to be. He
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Danny
That's a
Garcia
fact.
off a layoff. So that's what I'm basing it upon. I mean, I'm not basing it upon that on the car accident. He came back and he showed us, you know what I'm saying, that he don't need to take no soft touches, you know what I mean, to stay ahead of the game, stay afloat. I mean, you know what I mean. So Bud, I'm taking away from Bud the struggles he had from 135, 140, 147. He had struggles in each of those divisions, bro. You know what I'm saying? Damn,
Well, let me ask you this. So what kind of fight you think Spence needs to fight to beat Bud?
See, I think Spence he can come at the fight either way. Spence can be a aggressive, dapper Dan, you know what I'm saying, be on a nigga like a cheap suit for 12 rounds. Or he can go in and out. You know what I'm saying? He can jab his way in and jab his way out. But versus Crawford can take away the jab. You feel what I'm saying? By him being able to switch stance and shit. So it's gonna be whatever the other fighter gives each other. I think they're gonna be sitting there waiting for motherfuckers to make mistakes. You know what I'm saying? I think Bud gonna be trying to collect data like he normally do, and he gonna turn it up in the later rounds depending on the position, on where he at. But I think it's gonna be a chess match, man. That's what I think.
It's gonna be a nice one. I agree with you, Marlo. I think it's gonna be like it's gonna be toe to toe, head to head. It's gonna be some inside fighting, some outside fighting. I just Spence is tight. He got a tight guard too. He's nice, but I don't know if he can take what's gonna be come back at him.
I don't think that. I think Bud, he got some good stoppage and stuff, but Spence do got a beard on him. I don't even remember him really being staggered significantly. I mean, put maybe whenever he went over to England or whatever. But the thing about it is, if we want to compare power, it is what it is. I would use the example of maybe like a Bernard Hopkins. He didn't have concussive power, but he beat up on dudes, and I think that's where I see Spence at. He can beat up on you. He can go to the body. He weakens fighters. So that's the thing about it. The jab could be neutralized by, but there's a couple things. But I think that his tenacity is going to be the issue. And like you said, Marlo, we've seen him but hurt against lesser opposition. I think that will to fight, that will to mix it up, is where Spence is going to want to capitalize at. Because Bud, look, he's a prideful dude. He got power. He ain't no punk. You know what I'm saying? He want go in there and scrap. And I think that's where Spence will have his opportunity.
Yeah,
that's a fact. I agree.
Bud definitely get reckless if he need be. You know what I'm saying? He the motherfucker. I think that he'd cry when he throwing his punches if he feel like he needs to turn it up. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I think Bud got that kind of determination. But like I said, we just have yet to see. Him. They both gonna be in their prime. They both gonna be, you know what I'm saying, some hard hitting, sharp motherfucker. I think it's gonna be a real tough chess match. I got Spence in that fight. I ain't saying a heavy favorite, but I favor Spence in that fight.
Yeah, I definitely agree that they're both in their prime because the truth of the matter is Bud has grown into the weight and he's actually, like you said, he's developing and greater. And you got Spence who's now had seems like a significant amount of time. If he goes in here and watches Ugas, they don't even have to be watched because Ugas ain't no bum. Like people are discounted. Like, dude, like you wrong for to discount Ugas. He's trouble for anybody. You know, maybe people don't like their style, the Cuban style, but whatever. But this guy, there's a reason why he's where he's at, and that he's the one that got Pacquiao and put him out the game. Regardless how old Pacquiao was, he beat him. So it's a good matchup coming up, man. We're about to see a lot here. If Earl goes in there and just really puts in some work, I don't know, man. I'm going Earl all the way on that fight against Bud.
I can't wait to start talking about that, about the Ugas fight. But I will say this though, James Don, the momentum goes to favor Bud though, because inactivities right now is what Spence got going against him coming into these fights, like the Ugas fight, and then coming right off the Ugas fight, off that layoff and going right into the Bud fight. If that happened, I'm just wishful thinking, y'all. I'm not breaking no news or anything.
We're being so disrespectful for real. I just realized that Ugas is next though. So
yeah.
I heard today though that they were saying that maybe it ain't finalized.
I don't know.
I ain't heard that from nowhere. That fight's on.
I heard they said that Ugas was at the fight this weekend, and it was like he should have been in training camp. And it was like possibly Ugas could be thinking about possibly fighting Thurman. They was just they be throwing things, they be juggling things. But I'm just saying, they were saying that if he was supposed to be in fighting again, the fight's supposed to happen in April or something, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, that's still more than 12 weeks away. I mean, that's 12, but it's still more than 8 to 10 weeks away. Him taking one night off to go see a fight, man. Whoever watching the fight saying goofy shit like that is corny as hell. Like that's like him taking a night off to go see a fight. I don't know why he would want to go fight Thurman. There ain't no money in that fight. He's gonna get his biggest payday fighting fucking Spence next. So I mean that's ridiculous. And to be honest, he's a live dog in that fight. It's not like he's getting overmatched or overwhelmed. Going and beating up Thurman for a couple of pennies ain't worth it, man.
Like if you let me ask you this. Hold on. But usually, and this is what kind of bring credence to what was being said is, you haven't heard, seen any commercial or anything put together for the fight. Like there ain't nobody even said it out loud yet, and that should be the next big thing right now.
Yeah, that's why I said I can't wait to start talking.
No, they're not going to push that promotion until, like I said, that thing is coming in April, man. They're not going to push that promotion until the end of March, man. Because there's no point in promoting all the way. Look, first of all, Ugas ain't a household name. Like us hardcores know who he is, but they're not going to put a lot of money behind that. They've been doing that with a lot of events lately. Boxing just been that way of late. So I'm not going to read too much into that. I've never seen Ugas pull out a fight, and I've never seen Earl pull out one where he wasn't injured or something. So it's going to happen and get a wrap. He's going to go ahead and collect that belt. There's no motivation for letting Thurman slide his old greasy. I don't even got a ponytail ass up in there. So hell no.
My question was this though. I want to ask, what's the keys to victory for Ugas? And we gotta everybody play devil's advocate because I see everybody already got Spence as the winner, but I just want to know if we know Cuban fighters, they got hard too, and they really good fighters. A lot of them been in the Olympics. A lot, they have good pedigrees behind them. So what's the keys to victory for Ugas?
See, I think Ugas gonna have to keep Spence at the end of his jab. And he eventually gonna have to dig down and make it a dog fight. Eventually, probably in the mid to late round. But I think for him to succeed, he's gonna have to keep him at the end of the jab and be successful on counterpunching.
I think that's the main thing. I think he got to outwork him, bro. Which I don't see in him because I don't know, maybe he's not traditional Cuban style, but he got to outwork him. He got to take the fight to Spence. That's at the end of the day. If he takes the fight, if he looks like he's pressuring Spence and bringing it to him, then I think he can win the fight. But he's gonna have to, like you said, he's gonna have to mix it up, use the jab, and like you said, get into that mid range and just fight him. You got to fight him.
Yeah, he gonna have to win some early rounds for sure. That's why he gonna need that jab. He gonna need to make it look good early, and then when it's time to dog fight, he gonna have to be able to, you know what I'm saying, to be able to get whatever he getting. He gonna have to bring that shit back because eventually it's gonna be a fight. You know what I'm saying? At one point in the round, I don't know if it's gonna be round 6, 7, or 8. Whenever Ugas slow down, it's gonna be a fight. Like similar to what Brook. I don't think Ugas is no Kell Brook. I don't think he's sharper than Brook. I think Brook had an excellent game plan versus Spence, but Spence was relentless. You know what I'm saying? I think when Spence was touching Brook, it was breaking him down faster than what normally it would have did because he was hurt. He was hit every time he got hit. He was bringing something to Brook. You know what I'm saying? And eventually wore his ass down. But I don't see that style in Ugas. You know what I'm saying? Ugas is real vulnerable. You know what I'm saying? In the inside. When it comes to a fight. When it comes to a motherfucker in the mid-range and shit like that trying to box Ugas that's standing there in front of him, Ugas can look good. But that's not Earl. You know what I'm saying? Earl willing to take some shit to get in there. So he's definitely going to have to keep him at the end of that jab. I seen Treggs in the building. I was waiting for him to pop up. Voice of Reason. Salute, bro. What's happening? That is D-Lo.
What's good, fam? What's good?
What's good, bro? Let me catch up in the chat and let me let you get your take off.
Go ahead, do your thing.
All right, Napoleon Armstrong said Robert, Sean, Kenny, and everybody knew what it was gonna be. For real. Napoleon Armstrong said Sloth from Goonie. Yeah, Sloth was his name. Big Boy Boxer said Keith take too many tune-ups. He would be ready for a Zimmer frame. D-Lo say salute. Iceberg Nerve said AB was out of shape as hell in his last fight, for real. Iceberg Nerve said nigga had a liquor belly. This nigga had a liquor belly, a beer belly. This motherfucker jumped on me, y'all. Let me see. I'll go right here. Big Boy said, the Porters have always been consummate professionals. Respect. Yeah, respect to them. I hope that it's all coming from a respectable place. It's talking about skills. Everybody talking to everybody. D-Lo said, hell no, Bud dominated Khan. D-Lo, we're going to hear D-Lo take. Hyphy said Crawford was down on the card versus Gamboa. He was never down against Khan because he got a first round KO down. Was it Brook? I ain't saying for sure it was Khan. I was asking was it Brook or Khan? One of them. Trey said Napoleon Armstrong was going down, bro. I'm all in y'all business. Robert Guerrero said first thing Spence has overall them is he has a chin. To take Crawford hits, can Bud take the body shots from Spence? That's the question. Ivy say Marlo, you don't see Spence footwork as a weakness. They say he can't pivot fast enough to counter an opponent angles. Look how Sean was turning and punishing him back throughout the fight. Sean was not punishing that boy, man. Sean landed some good shots, but I ain't see no punishment. He wasn't. It looked good for it to be Sean that was turning him.
Hey, I want to say this, and this for real. So, do y'all don't think that Errol Spence is Sean Porter 2.0?
Hell no. Hell no. First motherfucker say Earl couldn't box. They was even putting Mikey Garcia beating him. Then when he showed motherfucker box, now he become Sean Porter.
No, I'm not saying, but Sean Porter can box. I'm just saying that
Sean Porter can't box. But
Sean Porter can't box.
Thought he lost. Well, Sean Porter actually thought he lost. You know what I'm saying? Right or wrong. I mean, if anybody agree or they disagree, I thought the fights that he tried
I think Sean Porter. I think he just got a bully style, and that works. You know what I'm saying? That works for Sean. Like the way he moves, he got lateral movement, but it's more square. You know, he don't have the feints that he need to be. Errol got the feints and all. He got the whole package. Sean Porter wish he had what Errol had. Like the body game that Sean wish he could throw, that's what Errol can do. I think that was a split between them two.
But it's a method to Earl madness. Earl actually breaking these fighters down.
I
When
agree. I'm not saying he's not, but I'm just saying that Sean Porter wishes that he had that extra level to be what Errol Spence is, because
right.
that would be the prototype. Like if Sean can step up, he would be what Errol Spence is. Will you disagree?
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I wouldn't. But if he had the tools, you know what I'm saying, and the IQ of Earl Spence, I think, he'd be a better fighter. but
Yeah, I agree.
he smothered his punches too much. You know what I'm saying? He can't get a motherfucker against the ropes and actually stop him like Earl, break him down and stop him like Earl have done throughout his career. You feel me? Like that's just the difference.
Yeah, that's facts. That's facts.
Oh, D'Lo said every fighter has a vulnerability. Yep. D'Lo said high speed chest. That's what he think the fight gonna be. I think. Let me get out y'all business. Eric R said Bondu, Algieri Garcia, Earl who needs to show up versus Bud. Oh, that's the Earl that he needs to show up versus Bud when he fought those fighters. Napoleon said I see Spence going before Sean did. What do you mean? Getting stopped? Napoleon need to get his ass on the panel, man. He have some good ass comments and shit.
Hey, I like that. I like what he's saying though, because you know what? Low key, I feel the same way. I think that, man. See, I put the house on it, bro. I put the house on it. I wonder what the split gonna be. Matter of fact, I got a better question. What do y'all think the split gonna be with Ugas and Spence for this next upcoming fight? Because who's gonna be the underdog?
I think Uga's gonna be the underdog slightly because Earl's still his strength of schedule, but the layoff is gonna make it close. I believe.
Yeah, Ugas is going to be a plus 200, baby.
Yeah, Trey was pointing that out. Most of the time, fighters coming off the layoff, the betters or the bookies don't be wanting to place that shit too high because it don't work out well most of the time.
So y'all think it's gonna be like an even fight?
Well, it'd probably be a slight favor for Earl. Probably be a little bit of money in there for a chance for a little bit of money. Rod said Crawford versus Spence is a must-see fight. Hell yeah. Everybody talking. Big Boy said, I think Bud Dog is bigger than Spence Dog. I think that will be the factor to get Bud to win. By stoppage around 8 or 10. But this is only if it ever happens. That's right. But we're gonna have some fun that day.
Hey, I bet. Listen, I bet it's gonna end in a tie, so they can have a Bud Spence too.
I went or even a trilogy, huh? Moody Trailweather say 154 Charlo versus Castillo. The 147 boring until them niggas fight. Yeah, we about to see that soon. Eric R said Earl got to commit to the body and break him down. That's his thing. That's what he do best. Ivy said, what do y'all think about Bam Bam beating Quadros? Does Chocolatito lose to Martinez next month? What y'all think?
What did you bring up, chocolate? What did he say?
He said, what we think about Bam?
Didn't Chocolatito didn't he just lose?
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah,
He
he
just brought up a
lost his last
relevant
fight.
fight.
He lost his last fight, bro.
Trey was telling us about Bam last week. I don't really know nothing about him. I ain't had time to go check him out yet. I probably seen him, but don't even remember. Napoleon Armstrong said Ugas has knocked Earl out. Ugas has knocked Earl out for them to let him win, and that ain't happening. Napoleon Armstrong said, "I'm wishing on a star." Doom doom. Down on now the 66-year-old G. What's happening? He said salute to the guys on Marlo's corner. Salute, fam. Raymond Knight said, I'm a big fan. Salute. Appreciate y'all for coming through. You talking about a big fan of Thurman or the channel? Ain't nothing wrong with being a Thurman fan. You and Gil Cole, you ride passenger. Gil Cole's driving the ship. Everybody talking. Everybody. Eric R said, "I see you saying Earl bring Porter pressure and conditioning and don't smother his work." All right, I'm caught up. D-Lo, the voice of reason, man. Go on and get yours off, man. I know it's a few things you done heard that you got something to say about
it. Yeah, I ain't got nothing to say about the fantasy fight, Spence versus Crawford. Um, about Ugas and what I'm saying, and Spence. I think for Ugas to have his best chance, for one, he got to stay upright. I think one knockdown would pretty much it would seal it. You know what I'm saying? I think that I think the fight could be that close, but also Ugas is gonna have to work. He can't take the breaks that he normally takes. But at the same time he got to be smart and pace himself in there. He can't fight out of his comfort zone because he could get reckless and open himself up to something that'll get him sitting on his pockets. So it's kind of what I'm saying, it's kind of a he's gonna have quite the quandary to deal with. I think I think he can do good body work, but I don't think he needs to get into a contest of trying to prove that he's the better body puncher. Because I think he believes he's the better body puncher, but I don't think he needs to make that the staple of what he's trying to get done in that fight. Because if it turns into a complete dog fight on the inside, it could end up going the other way. I'm not saying that it's guaranteed, but I think that there are other things that he can do that gives him a better chance in there. And it's like to turn it into a inside fight could play in the Errol Spence's hands just as well as it could play in his hands. So I just feel like for him to give himself the best shot, I think it's going to be more cerebral than it is about what he just being active. I think he has to be thinking in there. And he has to take advantage of the fact that Errol Spence Jr. has been, out of the ring and is coming off an injury, and that he's probably, that he may have some doubt and second guessing some things. And I think that smart, intelligent pressure and activity, being the active puncher, staying busy, I think that those are the keys to him being able to potentially put some rounds in the bank early that'll give him his best shot at being able to edge the fight out. But I also agree with that it's gonna be hard for Ugas to win a decision regardless of how well he fights in there. It'll have to be I think it will have, and I hate saying this because it shouldn't be this way, but I feel like it would have to be pretty clear. He would have to win rounds very clearly to get a decision. I don't think he could. I think every close round is gonna go to Errol Spence. That's what I'm trying to say.
Are you talking about for the judge's favorite, or are you talking about as far as the expense as far as Spence work rate he gonna get?
No, I think regardless of, I just feel like being the house fighter, for lack of a better term, especially they're doing it in Dallas, but being the money fighter, I mean, we know how boxing works. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying Spence won't deserve to win those rounds. I'm just saying, in most situations when they're close rounds, one guy doesn't win all of those rounds. He shouldn't. You know what I'm saying? But in a lot of cases, most of the close rounds go to the same fighter. So I'm saying that in this situation, if they're pick'em rounds, those pick'em rounds are going to be Errol Spence Jr. rounds.
Yeah. Trey X, salute, bro. What's good?
Salute, man. What's going down with y'all?
Shit, had good ass conversation. I didn't know we've been on here 2 hours, man. That's how long this shit been going. Good ass conversation. Shit, just chilling. What's good with you?
Yeah, man. Y'all know I've been dealing with this sickness and shit. I ain't gonna get tested or nothing, but I just been trying to just fight that shit on my own. But I wanted to jump on when I heard y'all talking about Bam Rodriguez and shit. As far as Earl Spence and Ugas, I think the referee is gonna play a big part in that fight because I feel like Ugas don't like a lot of inside body work. When I saw him against Thomas Delorme was getting off some great body work off on Ugas. And when Ugas fought against Figueroa, I thought Figueroa was gonna have a chance to do something, but Ugas was tying him up on the inside all night. It was really kind of excessive. It was a hard fight for me to call. And the referee let him do that. You know what I'm saying? So if he got a referee in this fight that's gonna let him do some excessive holding on the inside, that could play in his favor. But if it's a referee that's gonna be, on top of that shit, I think he can get stopped against Earl. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I wouldn't take Earl by a stoppage because he coming off a long layoff, man. And this past weekend, we just saw Keith Thurman off a long layoff. People expected him to get a knockout, but he didn't. We saw Leo Santa Cruz. Leo Santa Cruz was an 18-1 favorite this past weekend. He went the distance, coming off a long layoff. Hugo Santinho Jr. fought a couple of weeks ago against some guy named Antonio Todd or some shit. He was like 12-5. He went out there and upset Hugo Santinho Jr. coming off a layoff. The dude Antonio Todd, he had like 6 fights in 2021. He been active as a motherfucker. Went out there and got him an upset. I just saw him on Boxing Scene in an article talking about he want all the smoke and shit. So, them fighters coming out them layoffs, man, it's kind of tough. So I think Earl will go out there and beat them by decision. But I really wanted to speak on Ben Rodriguez, man, because I done said numerous times that I'm going to be honest. I really don't give a fuck about them small weight classes. Once you get below 122, really, like I fuck around with 118 a little bit, but really, definitely once you get below that, I really don't even be caring. I'm gonna be honest. But when it comes to this Bam Rodriguez, this motherfucker skill, he tough, he brave. You know what I'm saying? The motherfucker's good, man. 2-time national champion, turned pro when he was 17. And this dude is the goods, man. I'm telling y'all, when I pulled up his fights, going into this Quadras fight, I couldn't stop watching it. And that's saying a lot for me because it don't take me very long to see what you're about. But I looked at everything about this kid. And I'm talking about he counter punching, he a southpaw, he used angles. You see a little bit of Lomachenko in the style a little bit, digging hard shots on motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? And he just moved up 7 pounds at the most to fight against Quadras. And he came in on short notice. It was short notice for him. He already had a fight that was scheduled, but it was short notice to take this fight against Quadras, you know what I'm saying? And he went out there and dominated the fight. He won unanimous decision. And it was a breakout performance, man. So because of him, I'm now interested in them little fighters. And I think he got action at beating all them motherfuckers, man. Chocolate Tito. What's the other one that I like, man? The one that get out there and move around a little bit and throw them combinations and shit. I think they say he got like a robbery win over Chocolate Tito in the last fight or some shit like that. I can't remember his name, man, but I think this kid Bam got action at beating him too. So, but the kids say he want to go back down to his original weight class. I think he making a mistake. I think he needs to stay right where he at, beat the old guard, show him that it's a new line in town, and take over that shit. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I want to say.
Hell yeah. Hey, shit, we can get in some other topics before we jump out. Let me catch up in the chat. Raymond Knight said your channel. Most definitely appreciate it, fam. Yeah, come through and hang out with us, man. We on Monday nights we do an open panel, open discussions on what's going on, the aftermath of the fights, things of that nature. Eric R said Ugas versus Spence will be more competitive than Danny versus Earl was. Most likely. Let's hope. Let's hope there don't be no tie. D-Lo, this you again? D-Lo. D-Lo.
Yeah,
He on here 2 times. Look at him.
Okay.
what?
Now, yeah, you on here twice.
God, dog.
That's all right. I took the other one down in the backstage.
All right.
Yeah, you good. Mike from Boston, salute and welcome. He said rap star. What's that there? I don't even know what that is. Y'all know? Energy drink or something? Eric R said, let me find out that G Coles is the president of the Keith Thurman Crofton Tiger Hidden Hairline fan club. Them boys been on that man hairline. Napoleon Armstrong said, remember Bud and Earl got $1 million bet on the side. Earl said 100K and old confident Bud said 1 mil. He already saw what he needed to see. Man, you know that was cap. I'm calling that now.
Yes,
If
sir.
Spence beat him and tell that woman I'm millionaire, he gonna say that's cap on Instagram and everything. You know I was playing. You saw me smiling. That one, I don't think that was official, but they shook hands though.
Hey, that shit right there, man. That motherfucker Crawford was up there keying literally. He
Yeah,
was literally going key.
yeah,
I ain't never seen him act like that when it come to talking about a fighter and shit. Now I will give him credit on this. It was one part of that confrontation that stood out to me, and that's when they was grabbing each other's stomachs and shit. The motherfucker Crawford grabbed Earl's stomach, and Earl grabbed Crawford's stomach, and Crawford was like, yeah. Because he was basically saying, yeah, my shit rock solid. I've been in the gym. I stay in the gym. That's what he was basically saying. So yeah, I respect that. But he was still up there keying and giggling and key and all that old shit. Hey,
yeah.
salute to the Queen Lala D just stepped up in the building.
Champ, salute, sit. Hey, to me that's called sizing a motherfucker up for one, right? But for two, you ain't gonna tell a motherfucker if you feel some rock hard muscles neither though, Trey. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna tell a motherfucker like, oh shit, this nigga. You know what I'm saying? So I took that both ways. He kept smiling with it too. It could have been some intimidation behind that bet and all that shit talking. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel where you're coming from, but I would respect it more if Earl would have had the same response. Like if he would have grabbed Earl and Earl was like, yeah. But that wasn't his response.
Now Earl said something like he said yeah, I might be a little chubby, but I'm still here. He said something like that. He said something to the point of like it wasn't time for him to be in shape. I
I don't
remember that.
remember all that. No, I don't
I
remember
think he
all
said
that.
something like this my walk around weight or something.
That's what he said. His my walk around weight. That's what it was.
He
There was
said
something
what
to that
he said what I
fact.
look like. He said what I look like at the weigh-in.
Yeah. I think some
Yeah,
of
that's what he
that.
That's
said.
what he said.
Yeah, that
Okay.
sounds the same. Sound the same though. Same shit. But I don't think if he was chiseled and shit, Bud was gonna be like, ooh, shit, goddamn, my nigga, is that a 12-pack, 24-pack or something?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? He ain't gonna do that neither. He was trying to put on. But hey, the person that killed me in the whole conversation was the cheerleader on the side. Earl had to tell that nigga, man, shut your cheerleader ass
Oh
up,
yeah,
nigga.
the one Earl killed. Yeah, that nigga made him more mad than fucking Bud did, talking this bang. Like, shut up, nigga.
Yeah,
And
Earl
Crawford
had
was
to
like,
get on
talk
his
to me.
yeah,
Talk to
Earl had
me.
to
Nah,
get on
talk
his
to me.
head. Was that Bernie?
And tell your boy to shut up. His mouth running ass.
Hey, was that Bernie he was talking to, man? Because that's how Bernie be talking. Bernie be talking way cash shit, boy. Earl said, man, shut your cheerleading ass up.
Nah, you know that wasn't Bernie, because Bernie wouldn't have shut up.
You right, D-Lo. That nigga Bernie be talking shit, boy. That nigga got a better mouthpiece than Thurman. They should let Bernie do all the talking for Bud and shit on the press conference. That should be entertaining, man. Let me get up in there. What was I? Eric R. I think I was right here. Eric R. said, "Yeah, all these decisions fucked up my pick. Made mad as hell." Eric R. also said, "Yeah, I can watch no grown men fighting that way. That's my kids." Hypey say the smaller division bantamweight and the lowers are the divisions with not only the best fighters but the most top fighters facing each other. Ain't that much?
I understand that, man, but one thing about like the fight game is like we kind of be pushing for the fighters that we can relate to. I can't relate to no motherfucker that weigh 108 pounds, man. They're just too goddamn small. I feel like I'm watching midget boxing or something. You know what I'm saying? So
Hey,
yeah, I mean,
I feel you on that, man.
I understand being a boxing purist and all that kind of shit, but man, it's just, they're a little too goddamn small. But I do like this kid though, Ben Rodriguez. He changing the game for me. That motherfucker's cold. I see him being on the pound for pound list, probably in the next couple of years.
Yeah, to me, them smarter way, it depends on the style. You know what I'm saying? I don't even care about the competition. I just like to see the style, the fighter, just run through these guys. You know what I'm saying? That's the shit get boring after a while. It's more like Mexican style down here. It's being lately. But what's the name? Furthest I'll be going right now is the Monster. I go check down there. Is that at 118?
Yeah.
Eric R said 26. 26 is my limit unless Rigondeaux is fighting that. That's my old head. If
That's how it
Rigondeaux,
was. Oh, my bad.
now go ahead.
I was gonna say that's how it was for me too until Cool Boy Steph came along at 122. So that got me more interested in that weight class. And yeah, I am interested in the new weight too at 118. You know what I'm saying? But it's not very many fighters down there though. Be real.
Yeah, that's why I said the lowest I've been going is probably 118. Napoleon Armstrong said I had Ava Ramos losing on my handwritten list, but fucked around and typed him in the win slot. He said I was happy when Luke won, looked at my list and almost cried.
Yeah, man, that shit there, man. Man, I just knew that was gonna be a win right there, man. Motherfucker got hurt in the first round too. Lucas Santa Maria did and came back on his ass. Boxed him up.
Lala said he also told Bud, I know Earl told Bud you lighten the ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember the shit verbatim, but they was going at it. I liked it. I thought it was entertaining for the fight also. Napoleon Armstrong said they could play some of those bits on the pressers and shit leading up to the fight to entertain people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Napoleon Armstrong said, "How you the boogeyman if I'm chasing?" Yeah,
That's what Crawford was telling Earl
yeah.
in that confrontation.
I say no face to face comment is worse than Haney's. I got more Instagram followers than you. Who he told that to? Cambosis?
Teofimo Lopez.
Yeah, that's what motherfuckers going by the Instagram following, huh?
And the reason he said that because Teofimo Lopez said Haney was trying to use his name for popularity, clout chase, and all that. And Haney said, "Well, how is that the case when I got more Instagram followers than you?" But that just show the state we at with boxing these days. Though.
Well,
Yeah.
in that context, it's really not that bad. I mean, if a
Nah,
motherfucker accuse you of using them for popularity, well, shit, what else you supposed to say, nigga? I got more followers than your bitch ass. What am I using you for? You know what I'm saying?
yeah, that was a good defense. That was a pretty good defense of motherfucker saying you cloud chasing. Eagles
Yeah.
Well Boxer says salute chat. Minimum weight class is the best boxer. JK. Salute fam.
Salute.
Everybody talking to everybody and shit. Lala say Theo. She say, yeah, the context did make sense. Yeah, it did. Cause I mean that's what getting them tickets. Look at the YouTubers. Them YouTubers are selling tickets better than the boxers because of their Instagram and YouTube following. You know what I'm saying?
That seemed to work for everybody except Ryan Garcia for some reason. Ryan Garcia supposedly got more followers than all these guys, but for some reason he ain't like packing out no venues or nothing when he
Because
fight.
even his fans know he's sweet. So I mean, shit.
Well,
You know,
they
I
young
mean,
too,
let's
yo.
keep it a buck.
I think one thing about his fans is probably a lot of girls and they probably
Yep.
young. They probably
Yep.
Yep.
young.
Hey, y'all playing Garcia beat Cambosis.
No, we talking about the popularity selling tickets or boosting.
No, I got what you're saying, but I'm just saying for him being sweet, that'll be a fight that Cambosis should take, but he can lose.
Shit, I think that fight can go either way. To be honest, I
Yeah, I
mean,
think so too.
if you put it in context, I think what's the name is like a Luke Campbell, but way more active with his hands. Cambosis, so similar to Luke Campbell, work off the jab type of shit. He's just not a southpaw. Yeah, Cambosis is not a southpaw. You know what I'm saying? And I think he
And
hit harder than Campbell.
Ryan Garcia getting that fight at this stage, man, that'll be like everything that's wrong with boxing. You know what I'm
It would
saying? For him to get that opportunity.
it would be, but I think Ryan will go out there and beat him. I really
think
do,
he'll
man.
beat him too. I agree with you, bro.
Yeah, I just think it's too much of an amateur disparity between them. I got one guy that's 215 and 15, and I can't even find an amateur record for the other guy. Now he do got some pretty solid work in the weight class, but didn't he have a close fight against Lee Selby and all this kind of shit? I kind
Yeah,
of
he did.
feel, yeah, I feel like Teofimo just took him lightly, didn't take him seriously. He underestimated him, and he went out there and got beat. And plus, it's been a lot of long layoffs and stuff with the COVID-19 era in boxing. So how long was it before they fought? Because they kept on pushing the fight back over and over and over again. And sometimes that benefits one fighter more than the other, or it hurts one fighter more than the other. You know what I'm saying? So I
Hey,
think that was like a perfect recipe of shit for a major upset.
Yeah, the whole time Cambosis was pretty much staying on the, keeping his eye on what he had going on, stayed focused, stayed training and all that, while, Teofimo Lopez was still on his victory lap. You know what I'm
And
saying? So
looking
yeah,
ahead, talking
right.
about fighting Josh Taylor and all this big boy shit he was playing in. He wasn't even focused on this man. You know what I'm saying?
hey, but you got to put the intangibles in there. We got to keep it a buck. Yeah, you sizing Ryan Garcia, Mister. I got an emotional problem. He ain't focused on fighting, bro. Like he low key the new version of. Nah, I ain't gonna think of that name. But thinking about fighters having some kind of grit. I'm trying to think of the dude that was at 147. The one that Floyd got pissed off and knocked out. Victor Ortiz type dude. You know what I'm saying? Gets into some kind of array, gets into some kind of something that's a little difficult and folds up a little bit. I don't see it, man. Ryan Garcia hasn't shown me the ability to even stay consistent. Look, all he been doing is talking shit for like the last 2-3 years. He ain't fought nobody.
Hey, let's throw this in the equation. They fighting in what's that, Australia? The motherfucking judges, the crowd, all that shit gonna play a factor with them motherfuckers. Them motherfuckers show up and show out.
Ain't
They
that
even,
where Horn beat Pacquiao at? Wasn't that
yep,
Australia?
yep. They
Yep.
even show up. They even show up and show out in the chat. They be up in this motherfucker. Hey, that they be saying traitor. They be in this motherfucker.
I think Garcia catching with a check hill.
That's what I was thinking, bro. And then at the same time, I'm not even sure that Cambosis is better than Luke Campbell. Like Luke Campbell was an Olympic gold medalist, 153 and 24, southpaw. He tall, he rangy.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? I think he'll go out there and give Cambosis a hell of a goddamn fight, if not beat him. You know what I'm saying? So I think that Ryan Garcia has shown that he can beat some pretty high level guys with the Luke Campbell win.
But what about the style?
I think Luke Campbell is a trickier style than Cambosis, being a southpaw, having more range and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I think he's a little bit trickier. And plus, he'd been in the ring with Lomachenko and different people. So, he came in, battle tested, went the distance with Lomachenko and stuff like that. A lot of people had him winning some of the rounds too. That was like a 7-5, 8-4 type victory for Lomachenko, besides the knockdown. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I think he's tricky over Cambosis.
Bro, I agree. I think Lomachenko runs circles around Cambosis.
Let's pray to God that don't happen and we see Cambosis fight Haney. I don't even want to think about them Lomachenko coming out of a grave and Ryan Garcia falling out the sky and getting right. Look, man, we talking about dudes coming off layoff and coming off losses, coming in contention. Man, that's a joke. Cambosis just need to go ahead, maybe take a little sweet fight in Australia, get the acclimates, and let Haney come over there and beat you up, and just call it a wrap. Stop the fucking ducking, man.
I don't think he ducking, man. I think you know what I'm saying, he in a position that he know he may never find himself in again. They trying to get the best deal they can, because be honest, most of us on this panel probably feel like, regardless of who he picked, if he picked one of the top level guys, whether that's Tank, whether it's Lomachenko, we done threw Ryan Garcia in there.
That's a fact. That's a
you know
fact.
what I'm saying? So it's like, no matter who it is, he probably gonna lose. So you can't fault the guy for trying to, I ain't saying he thinks he's gonna lose, but you can't fault the guy for wanting to have a home fight, and especially with them opening the country back up. They just had the Australian Open there. You know what I'm saying? Trying to pack it out. and you know what I'm saying, bring in the fight that can bring him the most money, because it might be his one shot, you know what I'm saying, his one moment of fame. You know what I'm
Bro,
saying?
he
And
know he
then he
gonna
go
lose
right back
though.
to the contendership.
He know he gonna lose though, bro. Because if y'all remember after the Haney fight, his whole demeanor changed. At the beginning of the fight, before the fight happened, he was talking tough to Haney. And then after the fight, he was like, "Yeah, well, I mean, it brought him down about 5 notches." I don't know if y'all noticed that at the end of the fight, how even when they talked head up, he wasn't the same. His ego was gone.
Yeah, you're right about that. He started talking about, oh, you need to be. That's when that bullshit started coming. Because I don't think he thought he was going to do JoJo Diaz like that. And I like you
That's a
said,
fact, bro.
he
That's a fact.
realized he's a lot better than he anticipated. See, if you a lot of these boxers, I think where they try to or not, they learn about each other from people talking shit, the hype, and all that bullshit. He went to that fight. It's the same way that I've seen fighters go to other fights and like, oh no, I don't want that fight. Fuck that. Like that dude's gonna smash me. So he's seen something that night, and he's like, man. And like you guys say, the next fight is a cash out. So, like I said, of those guys, I don't know, man. I know Lomo's not the box not going to bring the most money out of the group. I don't know what Ryan Garcia brings to the table because, like I said, man, we hear a lot about him having followers and stuff, but it ain't like he's on pay per view killing it and this and that. And Haney got the zone behind him, so who knows? I mean, he got the. I guess he is weighing the biggest fight because it's probably going to be his last championship fight. But shit, man, like I don't either one of them. I think they all equally pay the same except for the Loma fight.
Hey,
So I mean,
who wins though? Who wins Handy Cambosis? Even if he fight Lomachenko, how y'all see them fights happening and who y'all see being victorious?
Man, the Haney that fought JoJo.
I mean, you can use any Haney. You can use Haney fight out the Mexican name.
Listen, the Haney that fought JoJo. Listen, he may not hit hard, right? Like we want him to. He may not be that knockout artist, but he's real precise. That was some of the clean. Listen, I don't care what nobody say. People can talk all they want to talk. That was some of the cleanest boxing I seen. That was clean boxing. Haney did. Haney showed me something in that fight. He showed me a lot. And if he stepped to Cambosis is he a rugged European fighter. Let's just be honest about it now. Come on, y'all. He's a rugged European fighter. Man, Haney gonna piece him up so bad. They might throw in a towel.
I don't think none of us think that highly of Cambosis, man. I mean, we gotta give him his props for getting the big win and stuff. But I remember watching films before that fight, and I was like, damn, this is a cherry, yo. This dude looks slow and whatever. But he got a little more skill than I anticipated. He barely won that fight. He did drop. He dropped the old boy because, like I said, he took it too lightly. But yeah, like we said, this is going to be a cash out fight. I don't see him beating any of those dudes. He'll put up an effort, but he might get 4 rounds.
I got to give him a little more respect, man. Cambosis was 85-15. I didn't even know he had that many fights.
Oh, you messed me up, man. I was dissing him because you said the amateur wasn't there, bro.
Against who, bro? 85-15 against who?
Hey, I don't know what this language is. Welcome to the gym. I hope it's positive. Oh, it's Iraq.
Well, hey, what James Dunn just said, that's square business. I mean, it was 85-15, but it wasn't in the United States. It was in Australia. So, you got to think about that too when you look at them numbers. Just like when we were looking at Max Sayo, because he was 220, but he was in the Philippines. Where that motherfucker from? Ain't he Filipino?
Yeah,
Philippines. I mean, that's like 85-15 in China. You know what I'm saying? I mean, who you fighting, man?
But at the same time, though, in amateur boxing, the main thing is the fights. Like if you go to a gym or something, and somebody like asks you, they don't be like, "What's your record?" They say, "How many fights you got?" Because it's just about having the experience more than whether you won or lost. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I do like to look at the amateur records, no matter where you come from, because they did have the experience. You know what I'm saying?
But see, I'm looking at how he his style and how he approached Teofimo. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he's gonna have a better night than that. So I mean, we're gonna have to base it on that. You know, he was able to find the right hand. I think it was in between punches. You know, Teofimo like to throw in between punches. That's how he put down what's his name? Um, man, what's the dude name? The black dude with the flat top.
Comey.
That's how he put down Comey. You know what I mean? They both throw shots at the same time, but they didn't work with what's his name. He was a little bit longer, and the right hand looked kind of awkward. But I mean, when Theo had to step it up, had to force himself to step it up, that's when he bit down and was having success. But it wasn't like no dominating success. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but at the same time, another wrinkle in that fight though is that in the buildup of the fight, Kambosos really got under Teofimo Lopez's skin and had him pissed off. So when the fight started, Lopez went looking for him, looking for some hurt he wanted to put on him because he wanted to teach him a lesson. Lopez by nature is a very skilled, explosive counterpuncher. He's not the type of guy that like to step to you looking for you. He like for you to come to him, like in the Richard Comey fight, and then he can find your pace and find your rhythm, and he can find some openings for counter shots. But in the Kambosos fight, it wasn't like that. He went looking for Kambosos. So that was like the perfect remedy, like the perfect combination to get this man beat. They just like, let's say you fight Mayweather.
That's a fact, bro. That's a fact. Preach, man.
Yeah, just let's say you fight Mayweather. You know, Mayweather, man, one of the best of all time. But let's say you get under his skin and you get him coming to look for you. It's a chance he might still whoop your ass because he floored Mayweather. But that would give you your best chance to catch him with something, though. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I think that played a part in that fight.
Yeah. Hey, I was saying, I wanted to get your thoughts on him possibly going to Eddie Reynoso and replacing Eddie Reynoso with his pops. I gave a shout out already. I think it was somebody on Instagram that did a live playing the record. It was No Duck Zone, I believe. I'm messing your name up. I don't be on Instagram that much, but I'll definitely be checking y'all, getting another alert though. But he posted it, and they were saying that Teofimo might be going to Eddie Reynoso, man. Do y'all think that could be a plus and or a minus in his favor? You know what I'm saying? Is a good thing or it could be a bad thing? Which I think.
I think it could be a plus. He get on that program with the rest of those guys. You know what I'm saying? But I also feel like because of his diva tendencies, I feel like it's gonna hurt him. You know what I'm saying? Because he has his ego already is a problem, and you see how he was. You know, when Canelo went out there and picked up that fourth belt, he all on stage with him like Lil Ma when she crashed the stage with Alicia Keys and Jay-Z. You know, he all there posing with them belts, pretending to be undisputed. You know, I don't necessarily think that being up under Canelo or being around Canelo could, may have the best effect for a guy like Teofimo Lopez. You know what I'm saying? It could, but it could be the opposite.
Hey, shout out to Shakura Beats the Mall. Salute, fam. Who is that? Change their name.
That's Robert Stewart, I think.
Oh, that's Rob Stewart.
I think that's
Salute,
who
bro.
that is.
He said facts, Trey. Shout out to Sam Zilla, Hot Seat Boxing. Salute, bro.
Salute.
Hey,
I want to get my I think that like when it comes to being a coach, man, there's a lot that go into that, man. Like when it comes to preparation, in the fight adjustments and shit like that. After the fight, like taking the pressure off your fighter and holding it down in that regard. It's a lot that go into that kind of shit. And sometimes you might need like an outside eye instead of somebody that's real close to you, like your father, somebody that can be super objective with you and stuff like that and tell the truth with you. Somebody that done got champions and stuff without you, you know what I'm saying? So that can garner some respect because, when it comes to Teofimo Lopez, his father, he has not accomplished anything without his son. So he will be going to a situation with a coach that has had success without Teofimo. So you're going to have to respect that. And then sometimes some people, man, they better off being a Robin instead of a Batman. So like, he the man in his gyms and shit where he come from. He might want to go and be around some other good fighters where he ain't necessarily the man. He just one great fighter, a good fighter among many. You got Canelo over there. You got Frank Sanchez. You got Ryan Garcia Marquez. You got several fighters, man. You know what I'm saying? And they fighting on a high level. And then iron sharpen iron. That's why Mayweather like to keep a lot of good fighters around him. He like to keep Chop Crawley and keep Zab Judah and all them kind of fighters when he was in his camps and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So it might feel good to go, kind of take it back to the roots a little bit, where with the amateurs and shit, we all cramped up together. You know what I'm saying? Fighting smokers and all that kind of shit. A lot of people might not even know what a smoker is, but if you was in a fight game, you know what a smoker is. So yeah, I think that could be good for
Um, well, I got to be honest. I got to disagree. I think this would be a one fight ordeal, and he'll be right back with his dad. And I'm not saying that to knock him down. I'm just saying that to be honest, because I think he's set in the direction that he wants to go. And I don't see him. Y'all got to think about the separation that's going on in the family right now, in the household. It's a lot going on right now. In the Lopez circle of family. So I think that'll be what pulls him right back to his dad, especially if he has a loss in this next fight.
I also think since him being a technical fighter, it could be good because that's like a technical type of camp. You know what I'm saying? Especially like with Canelo, they've been students of the game and learning as they've been on their little old journey. Because if you look at where he started to where he at right now, man, they came a long way. And like when Canelo be helping the young fighters, that's what he be helping them with, the technical side of the game. You know what I'm saying? And Teofimo might be kind of looking at that shit from the outside and like, hey man, I want some of that action too. You know what I'm saying? So I can see him that appealing to him.
Well, only way I see it help sharpen him up is on the defensive side. I think his reflexes might be a little bit sharper, but I think mentally he's still gonna have the same holes. It's still gonna be the same. You know what I'm saying? The same outcome. He's gonna be looking for that one punch, that exciting punch, instead of the long haul, keeping a motherfucker at the end of your jab, setting up shit. You feel what I'm saying? I think I think he's still gonna be stuck on that, man. That superstars backflip shit instead of breaking the motherfucker down. I just see that in him. You know what I'm saying? Somebody mentioned it a few minutes ago, seconds ago, about the diva mentality. That kind of shit you can't. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it's gonna be taught. I mean, we done seen what's his name get up off his ass. Ryan Garcia get up off his ass and overcome Luke Campbell. You know what I'm saying? But is we gonna be able to see Lopez get up off his ass and overcome Cambosis? He couldn't do it the first time. They're gonna be able to teach that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. You know what I mean? I think
Hey, can
it's
y'all hear me?
get away with that one. Yeah, go ahead, D-Lo.
Okay, hey, my bad. I couldn't tell if I was in the show. Go ahead, keep talking. Sorry.
No, I was just at the end of my statement. I was just saying it can go. I was saying that earlier. It can go either way with me. I think it's a good look. You know what I'm saying, to get his pops up out of there and get somebody that's more experienced. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully he listened and you know what I'm saying, and really be focused and tapped in. But then again, mentally though, IQ wise, you know what I'm saying? Just if he gets stuck in his ways, I don't think nothing gonna be able to help that boy. You know what I'm saying?
One thing I like about the Reynoso camp too is that they do like the way that they handle Ryan Garcia. Like Ryan Garcia, he been over there, but they ain't been pleased with him, and they been act like vocal about that shit. They say the motherfucker ain't been dedicated. He ain't been staying in the gym. He ain't been doing what he's supposed to do. They ain't over there like babysitting them and no shit like that. Like they being honest with the motherfucker. That's one of the best things that a fighter can get is honesty. You know what I'm saying? So that's something that I like about their situation over there too. It was something else that I wanted to say when motherfucker mind and went blank and shit. In this gas.
Hey, I want to say something about Ryan Garcia and him the Luke Campbell fight. You know what I'm saying? I mean, technically, until Ryan Garcia gets back in the ring, I can't say he overcame Luke Campbell. I know he won that fight. He stopped him. But I think what happened in that fight got a lot to do with why we had seen Ryan Garcia in the ring. You know what I'm saying? I think that him getting dropped like that, even though he overcame it and all that and celebrated and wrapped his legs around Canelo and all that stuff, like he was riding Seabiscuit. All of that, I know all of that stuff happened, but I really feel like afterwards, he never got over getting dropped the way he got dropped. And you know what I'm saying? I think he got some doubts that he's finally getting to the point that he's willing to risk getting back in the ring and seeing how he can, how he can shake that off.
I feel where you're coming from, but I think it's more about the look. Because if you listen to what he says that the only reason that he wants a championship belt is because it'll look good when he takes pictures. Because he want to post his pictures on social media. But if you go out there and get knocked on your ass by Luke Campbell, that don't make for very good pictures on social media. You know what I'm saying? So it seems like he'd rather just sit on the sideline instead of risk getting some more of them images and some more of them photos out there in cyberspace. Because they ain't a good look. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, he another motherfucker that got that diva mentality in the game. Like they want to shine. They don't want to face adversity. You know what I'm saying? He another motherfucker that shit can come back and bite him in the ass. Go ahead, Jay.
He's the king of diva, bro.
Yeah, I agree with you though. That Luke Campbell fight probably fucking with his head, because that's when the mental problems started kicking in. Right after that fight.
That's exactly when it started, man. That's what I'm saying. Like, yo, maybe we just lost it with this generation. I understand, man. Heart is a huge component of a fighter, bro. And I'm sorry, these dudes sitting on the shelf talking all that. And here's the funny part: they don't even care about them talking shit and they're not doing anything. He didn't talk shit to Tank. He didn't talk shit to Haney. He didn't talk. This dude, man, come on. Like he's sitting around. Why he talking about? It looked like what they said. He one of them dudes that is not afraid of failing, afraid of getting embarrassed. To him, that's worse than losing. And so that's the situation that we're dealing with this guy. So if you got that kind of wild card as with a fighter, man, we can't say nothing definitive about him at all. Period.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say too about Teofimo Lopez going over there with Chepo Reynoso, because Teofimo Lopez, he got the type of trainer right now that you wouldn't mind telling to shut the fuck up sometimes. That motherfucker do a bunch of talking, man. He all in the videos and shit, all over the place. My son, and
P. Diddy.
you know what I'm saying? Like all over the goddamn place, man. Reynoso is kind of more like, play the background, let the fighter have the spotlight. I'm just gonna sit back here and work on these game plans and shit. It seems like it's more like a relaxed type of environment over there where they just over there doing whatever they doing, clean or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But they over there focused on what they gotta do instead of just being rah in front of the camera like his pops is, you know what I'm saying? So
his pop looked like his pop reminded you like more of an older brother than a dad, man. It's like the way he be acting. It's like, dude, like you the dad. I understand talking certain mess. Guerrero's dad was like that. And it was like, man, like you more worried about taking the shine, like you said, maybe the more calm, even kilter type of attitude over there would be good for him.
Yeah.
But you know why? That's why I said earlier. I said Danny Garcia versus Teofimo, because it's a mirror match at a catch weight.
I always compared them to each other anyway, even like they measurables and shit. Like they got that 5'8", 68-inch reach type of frame. You know what I'm saying? Both of them, they like a mirror.
That's a fact, bro.
They like the counter punch. They like medium length counter punches. You know what I'm saying? Like they ain't just incredibly short, but they ain't got that length either. But they like to counter you and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I always compared them to each other, so I can see them being a mirror of each other. I can definitely see that.
Hey, I give Theo the edge on foot movement and foot speed. What's his name? More mummy-ish. Hey, Rob, I'm finna say, Rob Stewart, man, get your ass on the thing, man. We got 30 minutes or so. Chop it up and hear your tape. Rob Stewart said, "What the fuck?"
He did.
He said, y'all trying to kill Theo. I was saying earlier that what's the name is at the 54 weight class. I don't think the catch weight gonna be under 47. You know what I'm saying? For Teofimo, because he already talking about going to 54, and that's Danny Garcia.
He gonna
He
get
gonna
his
get his
ass
ass
toe up
toe
at
up at
there.
there. Yeah, but the only reason he going there because he can't win at the lower weight class. He's just trying to step up. Honestly, if he had some wins, he'll be lower than that. We know that.
He gonna catch a beat down and with 1 foot. That's a man. That's going into a buzzsaw. He gonna have a problem, man. They're like, I don't care who. 154. I'm thinking I can. I don't know who I can name that I'm thinking that he could beat. Man, I'll take goddamn Hurts' ass over his or
He could be anybody. He gonna look like Rocky coming out of those fights, even if he win. He
thank
gonna be
you.
he get hit too much.
Man, it could be somebody like Nathaniel Gallimore. Give him a tough ass fight at
Oh,
154.
Gallimore can fight, man. I like Gallimore's style.
I don't think he's the greatest. I just think that he's just bigger than him. He done been in tough competition, tough fights. I think he'll give him a tough ass fight, but he's a fucking journeyman, man. How many losses he got? About 7?
Yeah, he got like 7, but you know what I'm saying. He's that dude that that you test. You test the young fire against. But I think, like you said, I think Gallimore gives him all that he wants, and it's just because of the size. That 150, look, he lost his going to 147. The one thing Danny Garcia had fighting as a counterpuncher at 140 is he had knockout ability. When he moved up, yeah, he knocked out, where that fat boy is, and the punching bag dude, and a few other dudes, but he didn't have that same at the elite level. Now you talking about going to 154, man, you ain't gonna be able to keep dudes off you. That's gonna be crazy. But I like to see it. What's his name was talking about on Trex earlier about him fighting Tony Harris next.
Yeah, super bad.
Yeah, man.
That'd be ugly.
Yeah, I don't think he got nothing for super bad.
He ain't got
I think
nothing
he'll get
for
out
Tony
box.
And I'm gonna stay right here in the chat. Stay new. I know I probably missed some, y'all. Napoleon Armstrong said, "I'm just as sick of Cambosis as I used to be at Demo, acting like a super star and wanting attention and camera time." Yeah, you see Cambosis out there getting all that shine in Australia. Napoleon Armstrong said, "Duper." Oh, not Fuper, but Duper star. So, Rob Stewart say, "What the fuck?" Yeah, at the link in the thing, Rob Stewart, come jump on, man. You give a good breakdown. Let the people hear. Let people hear your thoughts. D said, "Yeah, I agree with Shamzilla on those three. Those three definitely ducks. Look like a duck, smell like a duck. It's a duck." Napoleon Armstrong said, "Knowing that ass whooping coming soon, so let's enjoy the shine. Face ass dudes. Who you talking about?
Cambosis.
Yeah,
Okay.
motherfucker, get them belts and shit, man. You can like a fighter like a motherfucker. As soon as they get that success, man, a lot of them change.
I thought he was talking about Danny Garcia. I thought because Danny Garcia, Instagram model, y'all. That nigga be making some crazy Instagram posts with some wicked outfits on. Rob Stewart said Danny and Theo mirror. Oh, that's what he was talking about.
Oh no, yeah, he's saying what the fuck, but I definitely see that, man. Like I said, they about the same size. Both of them about 5'8" with 68-inch reach. Both of them like the counter punch and shit. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I do see that similarity between the two of them. I always thought that.
Don't forget about the dads too.
You got the crazy ass pops. Both of them pops like to talk loud and shit. Yeah, I definitely see that mirror.
D said Gallimore is there in Chicago too. Eric R said put Danny in there with Trout. Man, he definitely gonna come out looking like Martin. Who was that? Was that Hearns on his ass?
Yeah, Hitman.
Yeah, when Hearns put it on his ass. Hyphy said, "Y'all know who super trash at 54? Fundura." That probably be a good fight for Danny Garcia.
He'll beat the brakes off Danny.
Yeah, he will. He'll murder, but y'all crazy.
They got about the same amount of amateur fights too, because Danny was 107-13, and Fundora, he had about 120 fights, something like that. I can't remember exactly what it was, but they got about the same amount of experience and shit.
And you'll hear Trey said, Fundora with the jab, popped his head back like a Pez dispenser.
They ain't going to the body.
Fundora ran over Gallimore, man. I was surprised, you know. I thought that fight was gonna be, you know, a little back and forth affair. Man, he gave Gallimore. He just gave Gallimore the business.
Yeah. That boy's super long. That's why.
The Pony Armstrong said, then he got 6 toes. Theo got 60 teeth.
Ain't nobody ever dropped Danny either with them 6 toes, huh?
Yeah, oh shit. That's why he moved like a Terminator, huh? The Pony said, y'all own something. 6 toes, 60 teeth for Theo, huh? But hell yeah, man, y'all got something else y'all want to chop it up? Then we can get up out of here. We've been on 2 hours and 40 minutes.
I'm good, man. I've been over here just fucked up. I just came on really when y'all was talking about Bam Rodriguez, and I just stayed on. I ain't been just super fucked up. I say on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the worst, I'm about like a 3 or a 4. Enough where you feel some discomfort, but I don't feel like I'm about to die, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Bro, they say take that vitamin C, that zinc, and that vitamin D, bro.
Yeah, get you some eucalyptus, man. Clear your lungs out, man. You'll be straight. I've had a couple people around me have it already, and that's pretty much what they did. Not saying you got it, but I hear it in your voice, man.
Hey, I'm old school, man. Give me some whiskey, and let me go sit
hot
the fuck
toddy.
down. So
yeah. I still be doing a hot toddy. That shit ain't never not worked, bro. I'm trying to tell you.
Hey, I get to think about old people. Y'all like, boy, drink you some castor oil. You be all right.
Yeah.
Put you some Vicks up under your nose.
Yeah.
Is that Vicks or what's that shit that the old people smell like? Vicks?
That vapor rub, yeah.
Vapor rub, yeah.
Oh, Eric R said Lubin will stop Danny. Shamzilla said, who y'all got, Theo versus Josh? Josh Taylor? Man, Josh Taylor.
That's an execution.
Yeah.
Josh Taylor by easy work.
Yeah,
I don't think it'll be easy, but I got Taylor. I think Theo will fight back though.
It'll go 12.
Oh, you think it'll go 12?
Yeah,
for sure. It'll go 12. It'll go 12.
Yeah, I'll take Taylor, man. I'll probably be picking like a late stoppage for Theo because Taylor gonna be breaking that boy down. He gonna be getting that boy everywhere. Elbows, ribs,
shoulders,
and he gonna press him too. Hey, he the type of motherfucker what I was talking about earlier, y'all. He, like early on, he'd keep you in front of that jab. You know what I'm saying? And win those early rounds. But when he got his bite down on you, like he did Regis Prograde, like he did what's my boy name? Ramirez. He'll get up in there and do some shit you think he ain't gonna do. He'll bring your fight to you and beat you at that. Taylor.
Yeah, I had Progress winning that though, bro.
I don't know, man. He knocked Progress out the pocket a little too much for me, James. He had Progress. He was beating Progress in the inside way too much for me, man. You would think Progress would be the one hitting him with good shots and having him get up out of the pocket, but it was the other way around. Too much.
We all pretty much thought Progress could have won, but when I went back and watched that shit again, and I started seeing all them subtle little punches that he was getting caught with, I had to go with Taylor, man.
Yeah, clean shots too. Clean. It wasn't like he ran over him. I'm just saying he fought the man fight. You know what I'm saying?
He beat him on his terms. That was, I think that's probably why it shocked a little bit, because you were thinking the one place that Taylor didn't want to fight him was on the inside, and that's exactly where he went.
Yeah, and he looked better than Progress. Progress was forced to step it up. You know what I'm saying? But when he did step it up, shit, Taylor was scoring just as much as he was. It was a good ass fight. But I was just using that fight to say that he willing to stand in there with you regardless throughout the fight. You know what I'm saying? Like he know how to control the fight, man. He can break the motherfucker down.
And that's one of them fights where both fighters' stock rose after the fight. You know what I'm saying? I got even more respect for Progress after that fight too. Hey, my boy Eric R say, Trez, go get you some of that Dr. Savvy sea moss on them, boy. My nigga get King of Kimfolk, he had posted in the Discord a link for some purple sea moss that me and Marlo supposed to be going and getting shit.
Yeah, y'all get on that, man. That stuff is excellent for you, man. Keep you strong, brother.
Yeah. They had asked some questions in the chat. What did he say?
I see Shamzilla say I got he said I got Josh too, but I want to see it. Talking about Theo versus Josh.
Yeah.
Lala D said I got Josh. Then she said, who you guys got in a Josh versus Rougarou rematch? I had to favor Josh Taylor.
Yeah, I had to favor him too.
I had to pick him. Sure.
Y'all don't think we just can make the adjustments?
Nah,
Yeah, I think he a little too strong.
I think he got the same game plan, and he working to make. He trying to work on that. I think either way it go, Josh Taylor. You know what I'm saying? If it be a boxing match, Josh Taylor gonna have an edge. If it go on the inside, Josh Taylor gonna have an edge. You know what I'm saying? And then just having the victory on over him, he gonna have an edge. It may force a Rougarou to come to him and be vulnerable for some shots. You know what I'm saying? I'm just
Yeah,
that's
it's gonna be more like round 13 instead of round 1, and that's all. Taylor gonna be all over him. I think, like you say, I think it's good. I think it beats him probably more convincingly the second time.
In that tournament right there, that's to me was like an example of like amateur experience playing a difference. You know what I'm saying? Because in one fight you had Regis Prograis going against Josh Taylor. Regis Prograis 87-7, and Josh Taylor, I don't know what it is, but he said he had over 150 amateur fights. So then in the other one you had Maurice Hooker, who was like 85-7. I think it's something like that, about 85-7, going up against 154-11 Ramirez, and Ramirez is the one that moved on. So the guy that was 154-11 ended up facing the guy with over 150 amateur fights. So the people that were deeper with the amateur experience, they the ones that moved on. You know what I'm saying? And it seemed like it was like a gap between the other guys.
Hyphy say Broner is the latest fighter dissing PBC over financial disagreement. I wouldn't even get into that, man. That was set up. He can't get no more pay-per-view fight. So he want to talk shit like Gary Russell. Everybody else seemed to be cool. Napoleon Armstrong said Theo post-fight interview, though. Did he sound like Broner? I beat that boy. I ain't
Hey,
even
that
listen.
was
That
Broner
saltiness.
against Pacquiao when he said, "I beat that boy."
No, was it Pacquiao? I think it was the other dude when he said, because he mentioned he said some kind of controversial slows, talking about I beat the burrito and all this about the motherfucker. Remember?
Oh, you might have said it more than once, because I know against Pacquiao, you say, "Y'all know I beat that boy. I did
Yeah,
it
he
for the
did.
hood and
Yeah,
all
he
that
said
kind
it
of
more
stuff."
than once. He said it more than once.
Yeah, he
But
said
this
it more than
when
once.
I talk about that motherfucker got racist and then the crowd was booing his ass. That nigga
Yeah,
said,
I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking
yeah.
about. Yeah.
I said this nigga's a sore loser, bro. That nigga said even God know I beat that boy.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
crazy as a motherfucker, man. Napoleon said Theo post fight interview though. Oh, I already read that one.
He was
Eric
a
R
sore
said
loser.
who?
I was just saying Teofimo was being a sore loser in the
Probably.
post fight.
Eric R said Gary Anton Russell versus Regis. Who you got?
I
Who
gotta
y'all
take
got?
I gotta take Gary Antoine, man. I respect Prograis. It's just like y'all remember what we said earlier. Like when I said that motherfucker was 85-15, we said against who? Because that motherfucker, he come from one of them other countries. I don't even remember who we was talking about. I
Oh, we
remember the
talking about
amateur Cambosis. So then, like, I look at Regis Prograis. He was 87-7, but he coming out of Louisiana. That's not exactly a boxing region. You know what I'm saying? We're more known for football and stuff down here. So, I don't really look at him just being like a blue chip guy, even though he did get up to being ranked number 4 in the country in his weight class, and that's respectable. But I still don't look at that as like a blue chip type of guy. You know what I'm saying? But Gary Antoine, he is blue chip. He come from a fighting family, man. And at the same time, I don't know what his amateur record is, but he done won the major tournaments. He 3-1 against Jerron Boots Ennis in the amateurs. You know what I'm saying? He went to the Olympics. He got eliminated from the Olympics in a controversial fight. A lot of people felt like he got robbed. He should have won the fight. You know what I'm saying? So he didn't get a chance to go get that medal, but I still look at him as at least a potential blue chip type of guy. And I got to take that over Rougarou. And I also feel like I haven't seen Prograis dominate the southpaw stance yet, because he had a little trouble against Josh Taylor. And he was going against the southpaw stance. And I could see the same thing kind of taking place with this Gary Antoine, because on the inside, Taylor was getting real physical with him, pushing him back with elbows and shoulders to create some space so he can find body shots and shit. Antoine Russell is kind of similar, man. He is very tough. He gonna get on the inside. He a fucking Wolverine in that bitch. And I think that'll be tough for Prograis. So I'll go with Gary Antoine Russell.
Yeah, I love to see that fight though, man.
Anybody else want to get a take? Hey Trey, can you catch up in the chat for it? You got a little win for it?
Yeah, hold on. Napoleon Armstrong said Josh okay, talking to Lala D. Let me scroll down. Joseph, what's his name? Robert Stewart say 8-4, Josh over Regis. Shamzilla said AB versus T.O. Hell yeah, who y'all got? AB versus T.O. I say out with the old and with the new. I don't trust AB. You know what I'm saying? I don't trust where he at. I feel like Lopez is probably more dedicated to the sport right now. I know he coming off a loss and all that kind of stuff, but I just think he more of a real fighter right now. He more of a real boxer. AB to me is kind of like a has-been. You know what I'm saying? And then like his last fight that he had, I know he was coming off a layoff, but man, he had a tough time against that Santiago dude. And when that Santiago dude, when he fought against Gary Antoine Russell, what happened to him? They probably still looking for that motherfucker body parts the way he got destroyed in that ring. You know what I'm saying? So it to me, that just showed that AB ain't on that level right now. If Santiago was to fight against Lopez, I think Lopez will knock his ass out in 4 or 5 rounds or 6 rounds or something. You know what I'm saying? So I got Teofimo.
Yeah, you're right, man. Broner at this point in time in his career he always had issues with being committed, but it's just come on, man. Us even speaking about Broner, he a journeyman that don't even fight that much. I mean, that's literally what he is, bro.
He a journeyman. He ain't even on a damn journey.
That's it. There you go. Yeah, journeyman don't even got a horse. He's sitting in the house.
Yeah. Napoleon said he think that shit is a draw. All right. Lala DK talking to Eric Carr. Let me scroll down. Eric Carr said, thanks, Chad. I'm driving, so he can't respond. It's all good. Lala D said Tank versus Rougarou at 140. Ooh, man. I know Tank a little bit smaller, just like Teofimo, but I think Teofimo is actually a naturally bigger man than Tank. Because Teofimo is like 5'8", 68-inch reach, and Tank is what, about 5'5" and a half or some shit. So he is smaller. He do got a major amateur experience though, 206-15 compared to 87-7. And he come from a boxing region too. We talking about Maryland, Baltimore, Maryland. That's a boxing hotbed, they like to say. You know what I'm saying? So Tank is definitely one of those blue chip type guys for me. Southpaw got a bunch of power. I just said the Southpaw problems that Prograis could have potentially had against Taylor. So I think they might carry over the Tank too. But Prograis got the size advantage, man. You know, he's naturally bigger man. But skill for skill, punch for punch, I probably have to say Tank. But I wouldn't feel good about it though. I would sweat the shit out that pick. Who would y'all take in that fight?
Oh, Tank, big time. I think the body work and the head work and the movement be too much. I think Rougarou will get knocked out. 5th round.
Rougarou got a hell of a chin though, bro. You think he'll get knocked out?
Oh, stop.
Bro, fifth round. I'll stop. I agree with that.
I think, to be honest, man,
the reason why I think I agree with James Don is because you got to come. He like to come to you with his head down. You know what I'm saying? He like to fight the inside. Tank invite that and counterpunch his ass. You know what I'm saying? Tank got good defense. He a slick ass southpaw, and he can catch you from the outside. You know what I'm saying? He can catch him with something lead, catch him bent over and shit. Some kind of up. I just see different little hard ass shots coming from Tank throughout the fight. You know what I'm saying? That either have him busted open where they'll stop it, or too many possibilities. I don't see Tank sitting there letting Rougarou score the shots that he, you know what I mean? That he putting him in the place where he comfortable at. You know what I'm saying? I don't see Tank doing that. Trying to do the Josh Taylor. I just see Tank just beating him, being slick, hitting him with hard counter shots, things of that nature. Going to the body. I don't see him just sitting in front of Rougarou like that.
I mean, I really see him slipping to catch him with an uppercut. I'm talking about clean too. Slipping to the left, catch him with an uppercut.
I respect y'all opinion. I just don't think he'll stop him. I done seen cats like Rougarou before, man. That motherfucker's a tough piece of leather. I think he got one of the best chins in boxing, like in the whole game. I think it'd be tough to stop that man. You know what I'm saying? He could take a hell of a punch, man. I ain't never even seen him hurt. I done seen him take some pretty solid punches. I ain't never seen him even wobble. You know what I'm saying? So I think he got a chance to go the distance. If this last kid, what's that boy, Pitbull? If Pitbull can go the distance, I think Rougarou can. And I know that Tank hurt his hand in that fight. And I was gonna say I could see Tank hurting his hand before I see him knocking out Rougarou. That's just my opinion, man. I just think that dude tough.
Yeah, I don't see it by stoppage either, but I think the thing about it is Tank. I mean, I can only go by the fights that maybe people are trying to say he's not taking. I think the style that beats him is maybe more of a boxer style. So I think that somebody coming forward is some Tank will be inviting for. I think his combinations will look prettier, he'll look busier, and he'll beat him.
Okay. I'm gonna jump up in the chat. I'm at Shakur B. Samal said, let Haney move up and get stopped by Josh Taylor. Shit, he can go out there and run if he need to, though. I don't necessarily see that being a stoppage either. La D talking about it was Pacquiao. Yeah, it was both of them fights. I know the fight that Marlo was talking about. He talking about the dude that always had the acne on his back. What's his name? He had the big ass bumps. Yeah, Vargas. What's his first name? Jesse Vargas. Yeah, that shit was a draw. And Broner went to tripping after the fight. Napoleon said Prograde not getting past B level, in my opinion. I think that's what he's saying. Yeah, Prograde not getting past B level in his opinion. Shakur B. Samal said it would end in a draw. Napoleon Armstrong said Pitbull will beat the shit out of Cambo. So you think Pitbull will beat him? They like in the same ballpark, 73-15 going against 85-15. Moody Treyweather said it's too many what ifs with AB, but that motherfucker funny. Yeah, I like AB, man. I cut for AB, man. I like the Cam, man, But I don't feel the same way because when they started talking about Gary Antoine Russell, I didn't feel like I was hearing the Cam man anymore. I felt like I was hearing somebody that was talking with some sense. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think he got the same mentality anymore. The Cam man would have been like, fuck it, man. I'll get in there with anybody. Bring on Gary Antoine, whoever. But this dude right here got a little more sense in that. Hyphy say, Marlowe's Corner, can we get a Rick Glazer interview? Who is that bald-headed motherfucker? I think that's who that is. Lala D said, and Tank used to come spar against the tough fighters in D.C. too. That's a boxing hotbed, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, the motherfucker got amateur programs and shit. You know what I'm saying? So like that's why I be having respect for them type of regions. Like they square business. Lala D said, I don't want to see Rougarou get knocked out. I think Tank and Mayweather don't want Rougarou problems. I got Tank though. Maybe it'll be a tough fight, man. I sweat the shit out that fight. You know what I'm saying? But I do know Tank can find him with some clean shots. But I just know if Rougarou, man, that motherfucker tough, man. Motherfucker, baby, walking through punches. Lala D said, respect the Rougarou for calling out Tank though, but he needs to call out Gary in his division. I guess he's talking about Gary Tank need to call out Gary Russell, I think. Lala D said, I agree with Tank or with Trey X. I think Yeah, she gonna agree with me. Hey man, me and Lala D, we tied up on the Channel Ross this past week, man. We both was tied up for 12th place and shit, strained up, looking like some damn fools. I'm over here tied up with Lala D. Shakur beats Samal said it in Shakur style beats Tank. I mean, Tank. I mean, Shakur bad motherfucker, man. Junior Youth World Championship winner. D-Lo had found the amateur record for me, but I done forgot what the fuck it is. Hey, what's Shakur Stevenson amateur record, D-Lo? Was it 132 and 15? What did you send me on in that article? I guess he over there driving or something. La D, Vargas. Shamzilla say, damn, we doing Brona like that. I mean, I got respect for the Can man. I just don't feel like he a fighter no more. I think he got one foot in retirement and the other one on the banana peel. One false move, that motherfucker in retirement. You know what I'm saying? So that's just my opinion.
Hey, shit, the other one in the dice game.
Yeah. Square admitted. Like, I mean, he'll get out there, man. He always carried himself like a real fighter. That's why I used to say, man, I'd rather be Adrian Broner than Anthony Joshua. Ain't nobody accusing Adrian Broner of ducking nobody. But, times change, man. This motherfucker, older fighter, he got a family, he got some shit to live for. I just think he halfway retired. Hyphy say peace to you. Lala D said, what's wrong with being tired with me? I mean, I'm supposed to be up there with the champions, man. I'm down here with the scrub and shit. And you,
Yeah, you on the B state. That's you down there with us, bro. With me, bro.
That's funny.
Yeah. La D said that kickboxing Gogiki a whoop Puerto Rican sensation caught him with some nice shots. Yeah, he caught him with them 2 right hooks and stuff from the southpaw stands, man. But if it wasn't for that, the fighter that I picked would have won. Y'all better be happy. Because I was supposed to catch up to y'all with some points and shit. You know what I'm saying? But we're going to come back with something this week, though.
Hey, Derek Bailey, yeah, I said that earlier, but I'm gonna repeat that again, man. They, Robert Easter was in the hospital, man. He was shot. They say he was trying to get robbed, and they shot him. He was in. He gonna be all right though. But Robert Easter in the hospital.
I saw that shit, man. Shit made me think about Vernon Forrest, man. Vernon Forrest, he had got killed when he was getting robbed and shit for one of his rings.
Yeah.
I hated that, man. Vernon Forrest was that dude too. Man, that's messed. That was sad that happened to him, bro.
I know motherfuckers ain't trying to be no punk, man, but that material shit ain't worth your life, man. You gotta sometimes you gotta get that shit up, man. If they got you in a strain and you out of pocket, you gotta come off that shit sometime, man. I done been there. I know how that shit is. You know what I'm saying? You don't be want to get your shit up, but hey, the motherfucker got the gun on you, man. What you gonna do?
Hey, I can go get another chain, bro. I can't get no other life.
That's sorry. What I'm saying. Yeah. Marlo said he got shot 4 times or some shit when I was listening earlier. Did you say 4 times?
3 or 4.
Right, come on, bro.
Oh, Napoleon said 3 times right there.
You gotta come off that shit, bro. It's a motherfucking necklace or a ring or whatever, man. This shit ain't worth your life. But I hope that he pulled through, though. You know what I'm saying? I hope he pulled through.
Yeah, Hypey said something earlier that's what I always keep in kind of incidents perspective. Yeah, motherfucker say robbery, but he was in some kind of domestic situation. You know what I'm saying? It could be some of that kind of stuff coming back on. Motherfucker didn't want to fight him this time. You know what I'm saying?
I saw that it was in Cincinnati. He from Toledo, Ohio, so he close to home. When you're close to home, strange shit finds a way of happening. Especially when you got a little bit of success and shit, and people recognize you. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be on alert and shit in the first place. Man, if I had that type of success, to where people know me, they know my face everywhere I go, man, I got to put some distance between the motherfuckers, man. I can't just be a sitting duck where y'all get to sit back and just playing and plotting and shit and catch me slipping. Fuck that. So, I guess lesson learned, man. Speedy recovery to him, man. Sending prayers to his family. Napoleon say, hold on, where I'm at. Derek Beatty talking a lot like D. Derek Beatty say facts. Napoleon Armstrong said he ain't got the frame to take no bullets. Hope he don't run this in the ground like 50 years. For real. I thought about 50 Cent too. You know what I'm saying? Because he got shot multiple times and survived that shit. But yeah, man, that shit ain't worth your life. You got to go to work tomorrow, bro?
No, we good. But if y'all ain't got, if we get stagnant, we can shut it down.
Well, shit, it's almost midnight where I'm at, but this ain't on me, man. Don't let me crash the party or nothing. You know what I'm saying?
No, we can shut it down. I'm just trying to get caught up in the comment.
Lala D said, Marlo's Corner, are we back next week?
Yeah, we back. Hey man, yeah, but feel free to get up on the panel, y'all. Chop it up, man, to get into topics.
We
Yeah,
really got some slow weeks. We really got some slow weeks with the boxing. Like, who fight this coming up weekend?
I ain't look at the schedule, but it's out already.
All we got is Danny Jacobs against John Ryder, and that's in the UK.
And that's the zone too.
Who said who fighting?
Danny Jacobs and John Ryder. John Ryder is that southpaw that gave a tough fight to Callum Smith, and a lot of people felt like he got robbed. So he can fight. Danny Jacobs is only a 2-1 favorite in this fight. So the odds makers think that this is competitive.
I mean, how y'all feel about Canelo and Charlo?
I honestly feel like Canelo will beat him. To be real.
I feel the same way.
Not me.
You
Break
said
it
not you?
down.
I couldn't hear you.
Break it down, bro.
You said what?
I said break it down.
I just think that it's a bad matchup. I think a guy with a strong jab and a decent right hand is a bad matchup. I mean, if you break Canelo's fights where motherfuckers been scoring points and decent points against him, like Triple G scored the right hand. Triple G was able to use that jab on him effectively. You know what I'm saying? But I think Charlo's is a different monster. His jab is a different monster. I don't think that this kind of power Canelo gonna be able to fuck with. I think it's gonna be some blood from Canelo. We're gonna see a lot of adversity coming from Canelo. And I think the jab is gonna be his bigger problem. I know Canelo counter to the body and all that kind of stuff. I know, you know what I'm saying, if we gonna have to see how Charlo prepare and react to if he do get caught to the motherfucker. But I don't think that the other way around when Canelo get caught, I think he's gonna respect Charlo. You know what I'm saying? I think it's gonna be similar to the first fight with him and Triple G. You know what I mean? And probably he's gonna respect him a little bit more because he's longer and he gonna be able to touch him more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree with you. I like the fight. I'm not sure. I want to go with I want to go for the Charlos regardless. First off, I mean, if I had to pick a side, I want to go for the Charlos. But honestly, if I'm putting money, man, I gotta go with Canelo because them hooks they brutal, and I don't. I would hate to see them throw in the towel on Charlos. I don't even want to see that, but I know it's a chance.
Yeah, I know it's a chance too, but I just think Charlo got. I think that's why he stayed here for him and Boo Boo. I think both of them is a problem for him, man. It's that jab. I think it's that jab, and they definitely possess threatening power. And I think that's, you know what I'm saying, we're gonna definitely see.
I think Boo Boo more of a threat because Boo Boo his whole boxing style awkward. That's the only thing. But if Boo Boo get caught, I don't think he can handle them punches either. But I think Boo Boo's still more of a threat because he not the atypical boxer. You know, he throwing a lot of hooks and haymakers. So I think he would have a better chance against Canelo than Charlo.
And and that 168, I favor Boo Boo and I favor Charlo because I think, you know what I'm saying, they can be at their most fittest and strongest. You know what I'm saying? At those pounds, they don't gotta worry about draining and, you know what I'm saying, and fucking training camp about the weight. They can focus on straight muscle. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think the Jamal Charlo kind of basic to me. He like a jab and right hand guy, like a 1-2 type guy. He got a little hook, but it's really more about the jab and the right hand. He stand up straight. He keep his head on the line. You know what I'm saying? And I think that'll hurt him against Canelo. If Canelo fight him next, that'll be Charlo first fight at 168. So he ain't getting no kind of acclamation at all to the weight class. Just go straight into the fire against Canelo, and that'll be an advantage for Canelo because Canelo already been fighting at this weight class. You know what I'm saying? So I just think I'll put all that shit together. I think it's a skill set advantage when it comes to Canelo. I think he the better counter puncher. I think he the better body puncher. And I think they got the better game plans and shit. Like when I look at that game plan that he had against Callum Smith, it was pretty impressive. You know, Callum Smith got a great check hook, and they literally went out there and took his whole left arm off the table. You know, so I think that the brains is in favor of Canelo too. So I'm gonna have to go with Canelo, and I wouldn't put it past him stopping them late, maybe like 11 round stoppage or something like that. But I do think Charlo got enough grit and toughness to go the distance. So if I was picking it on the Chan Ross, I would take Canelo by decision.
I'm scared to say it to go to 12. The 12, I think it'd be, I hate to say this too. I want it to be good for Charlo though, because like you said, that jab is crisp. That power jab will sit anybody down. Welterweights, that power jab is something serious. But if he can't hit that power jab, it's gonna be a long night.
The jab is good, but he only got like one jab. I don't look at him jabbing and I'm thinking like, oh man, this dude got like a whole tree full of different type of jabs that he throwing. They all look like they come from the same launching point, you know what I'm saying? And he stand up straight and stuff, man. So after a while, I think you can get the timing of that jab. And I can see Canelo coming over the top with the right hand. I can see him countering to the body too when he throw the jab. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's a plus for him, like an advantage for him, but at the same time, his lack of variety with it could also be a liability. I'm gonna look in the chat a little bit. I'm gonna scroll down where I'm at. La D, I read that. Shamzilla said Shakur, my favorite fighter these days. Yeah, I like Shakur, man. I can't wait to see him against Oscar Valdez. Shakur beat Samal. Yeah, he talking about Danny Jacobs. La D said, oh, good. We get to see Danny Jacobs. Well, it ain't like he was in the barn burner his last fight. He might go out there and get upset by this John Ryder, man. The John Ryder pretty good, southpaw and shit. I got to go look up his amateur record and all of that, but he gave a tough fight to Callum Smith, man. A lot of people felt like he won that fight. Eric Garcia, man, fuck them chains. Can't nobody snatch an apartment building off you at gunpoint, square business. La D said Jacobs is decent. Yeah, he should be decent. He was 137-7 as amateur. Shakur B. Samal said Canelo over Charlo. I agree with you on that, bro. La D said, I got Charlo on this motherfucker. She said that laughing emoji was by mistake. I got you. Derek Bailey said, that's what I was thinking, Trey. Charlo going to have problems. Yeah, I think he's going to have problems. La D said, I don't think Canelo takes it. Eric Gar said, what do Charlo do when Canelo gets on the inside? Well, I never really saw him as having like a great inside game. You know what I'm saying? And plus, I don't really look at him as a thinking man type of fighter either. I think that kind of showed up when he fought against Karbov. I do feel like he got himself together coming down the stretch to where he deserved the victory, but I don't think that was a good look. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, Karbov was 312 as an amateur. It was either 312 or 319. Him and Adrian Broner got similar amateur records. Both of them got 300 amateur fights. And I just felt like that chess match was kind of getting to Charlo a little bit.
Hey, but you know, Big Charlo was always the one that was more not the. I mean, Little Charlo was always a better boxer. You know, the props they used to give Big Charlo was his power, but it was never that he was a smarter fighter of the two. So
yeah,
I
I
was
used to feel
surprised.
the same way because I thought Jamel had the better left hook.
Well, he changed when he got with Derrick James though, because Ronnie Shield had them both looking like setup fighters. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what it was. He evolved to. I think the biggest thing is like I don't think people are like doing that matchup thinking that it's just he's long, he's strong, and it's just. I mean, to be honest, the things that the guys we've been seeing Canelo fight, it's like it just seems leaps and bounds ahead of his time. Doesn't mean Canelo can't win or won't win that fight. I mean, that's all it is to it. But it's just we want to see him against somebody that's a live dog. And Jamal ain't getting no younger, man. So
Okay. Lala D said he ain't pulling them hooks on Charlo. All right, Napoleon Armstrong said Andre whoops them all. Yeah, they gonna learn to respect the 2007 AIBA World Champion. Shakur B. Samal said Canelo going to be slipping that jab. That's why I was saying, man, you got to have more variety with the jab. You know what I'm saying? Let's change the launching point on the jab a little bit more. And I think he'll have a better chance at beating Canelo. Lala D said, and Andre never was known for crazy power anyway, so 168 might be perfect for him. Well, yeah, I mean, I do think he's a pretty well-rounded fighter. That's one thing I like about him. He don't just rely on one thing. Napoleon Armstrong said, I think Maul needs to move from Shields and add new wrinkles. He has peaked with Ronnie Shields. I don't disagree with you on that. Shakur B. Samal said Nello by 11 round stopper. That's what my first thought was, man. But I do know that Charlo is tough, man. His last fight against Montiel, I know Montiel ain't worth a fuck, but you know, Charlo beat him with a hurt hand. You know, he showed some toughness. He hurt his right hand and he kept on throwing it coming down the stretch. It wasn't even obvious. Like if we think about Gary Russell when he got hurt, it was pretty obvious that he was hurt against Max Sayo. But when it came to Charlo, it wasn't that obvious. It was after the fight when Charlo confirmed that he was hurt, that we just knew for sure that he was hurt because he kept on throwing the right hand all night. You know what I'm saying? So I just think that right there, this toughness will get him the distance. Because at the same time, like, you know, like we get on, well, I'm gonna say we, a lot of people, including me, so I'm gonna say we get on Max Sayo for not getting on Gary Russell when Gary Russell only had one arm in the fight. And we say, man, he should be smart enough to get him out of there. But at the same time, Canelo had a one-handed Liam Smith. And that's his name, Liam Smith, ain't it? Callum Smith. Canelo had a one-handed Callum Smith, and he didn't get him out of there. You know what I'm saying? He had the man whole bicep look like it was hanging off the fucking bone or some shit after the fight, man. That shit looked crazy. But he still went the distance against Canelo. You know what I'm saying? Danny Jacobs, he went the distance against Canelo. You know, so I think Charlo can go the distance. See where I'm at in the chat. Sounds ill. So I think Canelo still on that shit. He on that Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis. Back when I was broke, man, I couldn't picture this. Hyphy said Jamel is not a good boxer just because he moves at times. Yeah, I think he a pretty basic fighter. I don't consider him a pure boxer. I look at him as more of a fighter. And I think he kind of simple. That's why I say he like a jab and right hand kind of guy. I don't really see him out there just displaying impressive counter punching and setting up shit like a master technician. You know what I'm saying? I think he's more of a fighter. And ain't nothing wrong with that. I mean, you know, he done been successful at it. I enjoy his fights. I enjoy calling his fights, but I just look at him like a fighter. Eric Garr said Tank Tank beats all 35 in 30. Shakur included right now. You think Tank will go out there and beat Shakur? I think that'll be a tough ass, man. Shakur a bad motherfucker, man. International competition, he like 20-1. Youth world champion, Olympic silver medalist. Oh, that'll be tough. That'll be tough. Eric Ross said Shakur will fare better versus Tank than Devin would. So Shakur will fare better versus Tank than Devin. Okay, I guess that kind of makes sense. I think Shakur got action at beating both of them. Napoleon Armstrong said, I don't think Benavidez can stalk Andre for the whole fight, taking them shots and combinations. Andre does have decent power that will add up. Yeah, I mean, a motherfucker keep on hitting you with them 6 out of 10 punches. That shit add up after a while. And plus, Andre can go to the body. He's going to be out there turning them. When you got the southpaw against the orthodox, they call that an open guard fight. And Andre does know how to take advantage of that open guard, using that European step around that I be talking about, where you step around the lead foot to get to the dorsal side of the opposite stance opponent. Andre is pretty good at that shit, man. And it ain't no surprise if you look at his amateur background and shit. We always talk about it. I just said he the 2007 AIBA world champion As a matter of fact, it was 14 years until we got another world champion with these Raheem Gonzalez and Jamal Harvey that we had at the end of last year. You got to give some respect to Andre, man. So when it comes
Hey,
to him
why?
and
Hey, let me
Benavidez,
ask you something real quick, man. Why is everybody talking about Andre and Benavidez? Like,
well,
why is that the thing all of a sudden?
Eddie Hearn was. I saw an interview with Eddie Hearn say that he want that fight for Andre. So I think that might have
Hey,
some.
see, that's what I'm saying, man. Yo, is Eddie Hearn against Andre's fucking best interest? Man, the WBO got that mandatory. If you move up a division, he's supposed to get an automatic mandatory fight against Canelo, or he takes that. I don't understand that. What are you saying? Eddie Hearn ain't, man. He is. That's what I'm saying about fighters taking responsibility. He been over there at the zone, and Eddie Hearn ain't got him no good fights. Period. Like, what the hell is he talking about Benavidez? And then on the other hand, he telling everybody he don't want to fight sign Bud because he don't got no 147 pounders all at PBC. So is Benavidez, he's at the PBC. So what's he talking about? He can't even give him fights with dudes on their damn banner. What the man? That's stupid. That's just more fights we're not gonna see.
I understand your point, but I like it though because it's without being said that they want to fight Canelo. But if you can't reach the stars, you can reach the moon. And it seems like Benavidez might be the moon. He is a guy that's actively looking for fights. It seems like he's the type of guy that'll fight anybody. He even said that he wouldn't mind fighting against Andre. And for Andre just need a big name opponent, man. Whether it's a Charlo, a Canelo, I think Benavidez can play that part. And plus, it's a he like a boogeyman type of guy, but he only got 15 amateur fights, so it's like night and day when it comes to him and Andre when it comes to skills. So that'll be a good guy for him to fight, knock off, get some respect, get some praise and admiration from the public, and just had a name on his resume moving forward. So hopefully he can get some bigger fights. So I really wasn't tripping on Eddie Hearn saying what he said.
Yeah, I'm cool with that, but like I said, if he moves to 160, go ahead and get that belt stripped off Canelo because he's not going to fight him. So let it be for a title fight. Let's do it that way if that's what they think. And Benavidez, like I said, I think Benavidez would ask and go ahead and go over there and fight. But like I said, he got that WO got that fucking rule. We seen them do it over and over again. He should moves up. He's the mandatory. Canelo doesn't fight him, takes the belt. Let it be for a belt. Not just going up there to fight just to get a name. Let it be for a belt at 168. He ain't never had a title at 168. So
I understand that, but that would just be more of him sitting around waiting on Canelo, because even if he's the mandatory, Canelo still has to fight him, man. And most people feel like Canelo wouldn't want to fight him anyway. So you might as well stack up some names like a Benavidez.
True.
He ain't even been able to get them type of names like you just said. Like he over there with Golovkin, he got Jaime Munguia, he got even Derby and Chinko. He got different names over there. He can't get none of them motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? So if he got action at anybody, if it's like a Benavidez and he'll fight him, I think he needs to jump on that shit if he can. Get some names, man, because to this day they be saying, man, Andre ain't fought nobody. Well, goddamn, we need to change that story, Andre. Well, it ain't on him, shit. It's on the fighters need to agree to fight him, really. Okay, I'm gonna jump in the chat a little bit. Let me scroll down. Napoleon. Okay, I read that. Napoleon said, that's the only thing I disagree with Kurt Sugar on. I guess he talking about Benavidez and Andre. Oh yeah, because Kurt Sugar he ain't really have a lot of belief in Andre. Lala D said, I'm scared to pick any 130 or 135 fighter over Tank. That's understandable because he can knock him in the next week. Shakur B. Samal said, I'll bet the house on it. Eric R said, believe it. Tank complete right now. Opposed to the field right now. Shakur is gaining ground with how Top Rank is moving him. I think it was a mistake to put Devin on the fast track. Man, I understand how y'all feel about Tank, man, but just in my mind, in his last two fights, he was down on the cards. And he put an end to that shit with a knockout. So I'm gonna put respect on that. But I can't just ignore everything that was taking place before the knockout. Like against Mario Barrios, he was down on the cards in that fight. And Mayweather had to go to him in the corner and tell him, look, man, you down on the unofficial scorecards. And Tank was, he was getting upset. And Mayweather was like, look, man, I got to be real with you. I got to keep it real with you, man. I got to be honest with you. Yeah, it took all of that. You know what I'm saying? I can't ignore all of that shit. When it comes to Shakur and all of them dudes, it ain't taking all of that. And Barrios ain't no motherfucking Hall of Famer. This is Mario Barrios we talking about. I know he was a bigger guy, woo. Barrios fought as low as 122. And I was saying that shit going into the fight. This ain't nothing new that I'm saying. I was saying that back then. The man fought as low as 122. So even though he was at 140, I didn't look at him as some fucking giant that Tank was going up to fight. And he was down on the cards in that fight. He was down on the cards against Leo Santa Cruz, too. He knocked him out in devastating fashion. I'm going to give him props on that. But the fact of the matter is he was down on the cards. Lala D said, because now they're saying Andre has to get through Benavidez after Zach Parker for Canelo. Yeah, that's what Eddie Hearn was saying. Lala D said, hey, I like that Andre has to fight Benavidez. Andre needs fights. I'm with you. Napoleon said, y'all remember I asked Kurt how many shits did Sugar Ray Robinson take on April 16, 1952? Kurt knew everything. RIP, square business. Eric R said it's going to come back to haunt Devin going forward. Eddie Hearn moved like he indebted to Canelo. He keeping Andre and Triple G out the way. That was something that rubbed me the wrong way. Like when Andre, when he was calling out Canelo, and Eddie Hearn sitting right there next to Canelo, skinning and grinning, while the fighter that he represents is trying to get a fight, getting disrespected and getting escorted out the press conference. To me, that just wasn't a good look for you as a promoter. You know what I'm saying?
Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, and you sitting up there skinning and grinning while he's saying that to your fighter. You know what I'm saying? That shit look kind of weak to me. Shakur B. Samal, Robert Stewart said, facts. Andre needs a big name. Napoleon Armstrong said, it's clear Tank is ready, so why Floyd playing these games? He don't want to get outshined in any way. That kind of shit kind of crossed my mind because, he do still like to promote himself. But, yeah, I'm with you, bro, because the man, 206-15, man, this is a blue chip type of guy, man. We don't have to put him on a fast track. I mean, on a slow track. We can put him on a faster track. He ain't got to be protected. Let's get him in there with some black fighters. Y'all talking about him fighting against Shakur Stevenson and all this kind of stuff. But in his career, he's only fought like 1 or 2 black fighters, and that was early in his career. Lately, he ain't fighting nobody that's getting him ready for Shakur Stevenson. What slow Mexican that he been fighting is gonna get him ready for Shakur? Getting ready for that type of speed and that type of rhythm and that type of flavor, that type of style, and that all of that. Southpaw, stepping to him, combinations, 3-4-2 combination. You know how he do. Loop a right hand, come back with the right hook and go to the body with the straight left hand. You recognize that combination, don't you? That's Shakur Stevenson. Who the fuck has Tank been fighting that's gonna get him ready for that? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, they need to take the training wheels off, man, and put them in there with some tough fighters, especially if they want me to pay pay-per-view dollars. Last time we gave him a pass and we paid for that Pitbull Cruise shit. I don't want to pay for nothing like that again. I want to pay for Tank Davis versus somebody square business. I don't want to pay for him versus Rolly Romero.
Hey, when you were saying that, man, Keith Sweat popped in my head, man. Nobody, baby.
We got to get ready, man. You know what I'm saying?
For real.
Got to get ready. Eric Gar said he hid Billy Joe from Andre. Then you seen him giving to Canelo, yeah. Lala DK talking to Napoleon. Derek Bailey said all them dudes are good on Andre. They don't want it. Yeah, that's why I call him the president of the Who Needs Some Club. You know what I'm saying? They're just a history, man. We always talk about it. The slick black southpaws, they are routinely avoided in the history of this game. Going back to Winky Wright and all the motherfuckers, man. The history of the slick black southpaw. Napoleon said no, Kurt wasn't sold on Shakur. A young Newark native and Kurt knew the family. He wasn't sold on both of them. He wasn't sold on Shakur or Andre. Shamzilla said, damn, Trey X be talking that technical talk, respect. Okay, yeah, appreciate you, man. We try to keep it on the boxing and shit. Shakur beats them all, say, yeah, nobody. Yeah, man, you gotta get ready. That's even him when he was talking about fighting Gary Russell Jr. I know he a lot bigger than Gary Russell Jr. and I would favor him over Gary Russell. But I'm just like, damn, who has he been fighting that's gonna get him ready for that type of speed and shit that Gary Russell gonna come with? Cause them combinations gonna be coming out fast as a motherfucker. And if you've been used to being in front of slow foot Mexicans your entire career, that speed might look dazzling and blazing and impressive. That's like one of the worst feelings in the world where you impressed in the middle of a round. A motherfucker done something and you impressed by it. Like, damn, that shit was nice. That ain't a good place to be. So that's why I say you need to be getting in the ring with them type of fighters on the way up to them situations. Eric R said Floyd got to ask himself, do we want to be a billionaire again without dying to do it? If the answer is yes, take the training wheels off and get the fuck out the way. Well, I guess we can say that, but at the same time, it's like I think the question that they got to ask is, what do you want out of Tank? Do you want Tank to make you a bunch of money, or do you want Tank to go down in history as a good fighter and still potentially make you some money? If you just worried about making money, well, you can keep doing what you're doing. Just keep on putting them in there with them slow foot Latinos, the Mexicans and shit. Make them a Mexican assassin and get your money. And just keep them away from Shakur Stevenson and all them kind of guys. You know what I'm saying? That's just the God honest truth. But if you want him to actually be a good fighter, that if you put him in the super fights in the future, he can potentially win them. Because that's what Mayweather had to do. Mayweather got in super fights and he won the super fights. When he fought against De La Hoya, he won. De La Hoya, Olympic gold medalist. When he fought against Canelo, he won the fucking fight. Canelo the face of boxing right now for the most part. And when he fought against Pacquiao, he beat Pacquiao. You gotta win the fight. You know what I'm saying? So right now,
Shane Mosley.
all that shit, you gotta win the fight. So right now it's like they got Tank, being like a Mexican assassin, but I wouldn't trust him to win a super fight right now. Like let's say that Bob Arum came to them and said, hey, I'm looking at the numbers. I think the numbers are pretty good for a Tank Davis versus Shakur Stevenson fight. I don't trust Tank to win the fight. I'm gonna be honest with you. I just feel like Shakur is a little bit more technical. You know what I'm saying? And I think he getting moved in a little bit more respectable way so far. He
Yeah, a
just
lot
using
of those
more hands.
fights, I think, like you said, man, sometimes matching them like that actually is regressing them, man. It's sad because you start getting overconfident in your chin, you get overconfident in your speed when everybody you fight is slower than you. So yeah, I don't got much. I think my problem with Shakir is to be honest, I think he's one of them dudes that I think if he's brought a better challenge, is going to bring out that next level in him. Because at times he fights and kind of admires his works, is a little irritated, but he can do that against the dudes he was fighting. But I seen him step on the gas a little bit, have a little bit in him. Yeah, if they fall right now, I'm taking Shakir in that fight.
Yeah, I think you're a little bit too technical, man. But hey, Tank can knock him in the next week. We ain't taking that talent away from him. He's a bad motherfucker. He's explosive. He dynamite. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to just straight skills and shit, man, I think I gotta lean towards Shakur because Shakur done been fighting on the world stage for a long time. Like I just said, he's 20-1 in international competition. The only person that beat him was Robeisy Ramirez, and I felt like he won that fight. I felt like Shakur beat him 2-1 in a close fight. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I just think that Shakur just a more developed all around fighter. Let me scroll down. Lala D say she agree with me on something. Napoleon Armstrong said it's inevitable that Tank, Shakur, and Devin will meet sooner or later. I hope so, man. But I think that's more like the boxing fan in you that's talking, But we got to mix the business side with it too. I don't focus on that shit. It is what it is, though. That's that plays a part in who gonna be fighting and all that kind of shit. But as a boxing fan, Those are the matchups that I want to see too. I want to see them all mix it up, and we ain't gonna give Ryan Garcia and all the motherfuckers a pass. They got to get their ass up in there too. You know what I'm saying? Eric Ross said, "What about Tank versus Lomachenko? Tank versus Lomachenko? Well, you know, I always felt like that Tank would have a chance against Lomachenko because Lomachenko, man, when he fought against the Southpaw and Gary Russell Jr., he got dropped in that fight. It didn't get counted officially, but Marlo got some footage that he had on the channel. I think the video's still there. Hell, he only raced none, so it should still be there. But Gary Russell Jr. caught him with a left hand. I believe that Lomachenko tried to turn Gary Russell, and Gary Russell turned with him, and he caught him with a left hand. You know what I'm saying? So, like, when it comes to Lomachenko is a master of fighting against the opposite stance. Like, he one of the fighters that highlights the European step around, where you step around the lead foot to get to the dorsal side. But if he fighting against another southpaw, that gets taken off the table because it's more like a orthodox fighting the orthodox. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't step around the lead foot to get to the dorsal side. There's only been one fighter I ever seen do that. That was Montel Griffin when he fought against James Toney. That's the only time I ever seen that happen. But so Lomachenko won't have that against Tank. So against Tank Davis, he'll have to be more in front of him. Like, you know, we know Lomachenko for the angles, but he won't have the same type of angles against Tank Davis. You know what I'm saying? You know, Lomachenko does have the amateur experience and all that kind of shit. But the older that you get, I think that can hurt you. Early in your career is good because you've seen a bunch of styles. You've been in there with orthodox, you've been in there with southpaw, you done seen short fighters, tall fighters, power punchers, fast fighters, you done seen everything. But when you get older, the rounds start to catch up to your ass. Lomachenko had 397 fights before he even turned professional. And he already in his mid-30s. So I think this could potentially be a situation with the old in with the new. You know what I'm saying? I think Lomachenko, he can have some success early in the fight, but all it takes is one mistake. And another thing about Lomachenko is that I don't like the way he responded to being in the ring with a power puncher. When he fought against Teofimo Lopez, he gave up the first 6 rounds of the fight because he was scared of getting caught with something. And Tank Davis has the same type of reputation as Teofimo Lopez. He's known for being a fighter that will knock you in the next week. So I don't know if Lomachenko might go out there and be cautious for the first half of the fight, so he can try to let the power puncher cool down a little bit and then step to him. If he do that against Tank Davis and Tank Davis is able to win rounds without expending a bunch of energy, simply because Lomachenko is afraid to engage with him, I don't think that'll be good for Lomachenko. I think Tank could win a relatively easy fight if it go down like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's just my opinion. Don't nobody else want to get a take?
Hey, I feel the same. I feel the same way as you. That, you know, Father Time, man. I just, the matchup is a little different. I think Tank is a little more developed now. The power is a significant thing. I think before the TO fight, I probably would have been more leaning toward Lomo, but like the way he behaved in that fight, like he was petrified of getting touched. And Tank has that power. I think he has more power than TO at that level. I think he probably could sleep him. So yeah, if he at this point in time, at this stage of both their careers, I think Tank wins that fight.
Okay. Shakur B. Samal, Robert Stewart, I gotta get used to this. He said, I don't trust Tank to beat Josh at 140. Josh outclasses him. You about to say something, bro?
No, I was gonna say the verdict already out. How I feel about Tank. I think Tank can stop his ass. I don't even pick Loma. I think a pro versus Loma versus Russell. I think Loma's limited. You know what I'm saying? I got my redemption verdict with Teofimo week ass, but I think Tank definitely would get to him. If he was Timmy versus Teofimo, he most definitely gonna have he gonna definitely feel Tank power and respected throughout the fight. That shit carry late.
Yep, and Lomachenko can't box him on the outside because he's short with short arms. He like what, 5'5" with a 64-inch reach or some shit. I don't know what it is exactly. I know he like 5'5", maybe 65 inches. He got some relatively short arms though. You know what I'm saying? So he ain't gonna box you from the outside. I mean, you're gonna have to stay in the wheelhouse of Tank for the duration of the fight to win. So he always in danger of getting caught with something. You know what I'm saying? So I think that play a part too. Let me look in the chat again. Napoleon Armstrong said Luke Santa Maria, my new guy. In my opinion, he never lost. Robbed twice. Yeah, he got on my ass this past weekend. I picked against him, and I was feeling good with Abel Ramos. Went out there and stung him in the first round, but it was all Santa Maria after that. Lala Lee said, "Yep, Lomachenko quickly went down on one knee and came up, but they all know they saw it. It wasn't that damn quick. He got caught with a nice left hand by Gary Russell from that southpaw stance. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, I think he'll have a little bit of trouble if you're a southpaw because he can't use them angles. And I saw a little bit of the same thing when he fought against Luke Campbell, because you know Luke Campbell is a southpaw too, and Luke Campbell gave him a tough fight. I know that Lomachenko was coming off a shoulder injury. That's what my boy DeCane Dibbs had told us. He said we got to give him some respect because he was coming off an injury. But at the same time, I still think he just had some problems with that stance. He liked to fight the opposite stance so he can use them angles. Let me scroll down. Javi said Lomachenko got all that angle stuff from Orlando Canizales. I don't even know nothing about him, man. That name sound kind of familiar to me, though. Napoleon Armstrong said, have we seen the last of Rigondeaux? Rigondeaux, he looked pretty good to me in that last fight as far as his reflexes and stuff. I know his punch output was pretty low. I think Rigondeaux needs to not listen to the outside people, number one, because, you know, for a long time, people were saying he was a boring fighter. So for a few fights, he tried to fight on the outside and fight on the inside and fight like an action type of fight. And then people started saying, well, the only reason he's doing that is because he done lost his legs. He don't have legs anymore. So his last fight, he tried to go out there and showcase his legs and show us he still got that. I think he just needs to focus on winning the fight. Don't worry about showing us you got legs. Don't worry about trying to give us an action fight and prove to us that you're not boring. Just go out there and win the fight. You know what you got to do. What was his amateur record? 363-19 or 463-19 or some shit like that. It was two records I saw. I can't remember. I think one of them said like 463 and 12 or 19 or some shit, but a lot of fights, man, a lot of the experience, you know what I'm saying? So you know what you need to do. Just go out there and focus on winning the fights, and I think he still got some good action in him. This is the day and age where the older fighters and the older athletes are doing better. Look at Tom Brady. Look at what LeBron James is doing at 37 years old. Look at Nonito Donaire and what he doing in the fight game. And that's somebody that Rigondeaux beat. And Donaire is having like a resurgence in his career. You know what I'm saying? So I think Rigondeaux still got action. A lot of people felt like he won his last fight against
Yeah, I thought he won
Casemiro.
that fight, man. I think he did well. I think he did well in that fight. That's the funny part. He actually went back to his original style of just trying to box a dude, Casemiro. But they all got that pre-programmed excuse at the end of their fight. Him and Valdez the same. Well, he ran on. No, that's not what happened. You getting outboxed. So yeah, I'd say he won it, but it was close.
Okay. Shakur B. Samal say facts. Charles Barkley, welcome to the gym. This is your first time. You said Lomachenko 33, not 43, but we talking about a lightweight though. We ain't talking about a heavyweight. If it was a heavyweight, you have a more of a point. But we talking about a guy that's 33, potentially facing people that's in their primes. I guarantee you, if you ask Lomachenko, he felt better at 26 than he does at 33. I promise you that. This man's a lightweight. Eric Arce Lomachenko is 5'6". I doubt that, but we'll roll with it though. He's a devil's advocate. With that being said, Trax, you mentioned the Teofimo fight. Why do you feel he didn't start slow versus Kami? Do you think it was a shoulder and this is the real version? Hold on, let me read that again. You mentioned the Teofimo fight. Why do you think he didn't start slow versus Kami? You must be talking about Lomachenko versus Richard Comey, because I guess he's saying that Richard Comey is a power puncher, and Lomachenko didn't come out and show that same type of respect that he showed against Teofimo Lopez, and that could be a benefit of having that experience. You know what I'm saying? Because he saw what that got him when he fought against Lopez. Going out there having that slow start in that fight, that probably cost him the fight, because when he decided to step on the gas and make a fight of it at the end, he was catching Lopez. You know what I'm saying? So by him coming out and starting faster against Richard Comey, that could be some evidence that he learned his lesson in that fight. To, hey, even if it's a power puncher, I can't go out there and give up the whole first half of the fight. I got to go out there and fight my fight. You know what I'm saying? So that could be something that benefits him going forward if he was to fight somebody like Tank Davis. So yeah, that's a good point. Napoleon Armstrong said Gary Antoine could spoil anything at 140 and 147 in the future. So Boots, Ben, and these dudes don't get comfortable. Your reign might be shorter than leprechauns on this motherfucker. That's square business, man. You're a southpaw too. You know what I'm saying? He probably gonna get avoided though, man. Y'all just know how it is, man. The slick southpaw. Well, I ain't gonna even just say he's super slick, but you know he's a good southpaw. Good southpaws, they get avoided, man. Lala D say, hey, Tregs, this just in from our TBA. He can't give his source, but he says Bud was signed with PBC. We'll see, I guess. I mean, that's what's up. That's why I said, hey, it seemed like they let the fox in the hen house when he had fought against Porter, you know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, man. Go on ahead and get out there, Bud. I wish he would have done it a long time ago, man. The fucking welterweight division would have been just so much more interesting in the last few years if they was all over there together, just having action and fighting each other. You know what I'm saying? But hey, better late than never.
Yeah, it'd been like watching 154. If 147 would be the same exact thing, that shit would have been crazy.
That shit would have been ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? But hey, better late than never. Salute the Haplotype. That's the historian. He said, I'll believe it when they announce it. Don't come in being a pessimist, bro.
Hey, what he said.
Y'all stop being pessimistic, man. We all gonna cross
Hey,
our
we need
fingers.
some optimism, man. Hey, y'all, just sing the song.
I think it's more about. I don't think it's more about the source. The source is
okay.
more what that's about, who it came from, man. I don't think it's about being optimistic. Shit, I hope you do. But that motherfucker right there, I ain't got no comment.
Oh my goodness, who y'all? I think I know who you're thinking about.
Yeah. Man. I don't know. I'm just gonna leave that alone. But yeah, that's what I said. What he said, he'll believe it when it's announced.
Haplotype ain't even come in and say what's up to me. I guess he mad at me. The last time he came in here and talking about Errol Spence had several fights since his car wreck. And that was not correct. He's only had one fight against Danny Garcia. And matter of fact, he had his fight in November of 2020. That was his last fight. When is Errol Spence supposed to be fighting against Ugas?
April.
In April.
Mm-hmm.
So that means that it'll be like 17 months since his last fight when he fight Ugas. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, he ain't been active and shit. I think because the car wreck, injuries and shit because of the car wreck. Haplotype said, Trey, I'm never upset with you, homie. You didn't say what's up to your boy when you came in. Say what's up to your boy when you come in. Ivy say, I hate to see Crawford sign with the PBC. I mean, I don't really
Hype ain't gonna be able to hate no more. Don't listen to that fool.
I'm gonna tell you right now, there will never be a time that Hyphy come in and say he happy about shit. He is programmed to be grumpy.
You like them? Hyphy like them two old dudes that used to be on Sesame Street in the balcony, man. That's Hyphy, nigga. Talking shit.
Hyphy ain't never happy about shit.
What? I want $1 million? God damn it! You know how much taxes I'm going to pay? Like what, nigga? Like that's him. Damn, you gave me no Porsche. You know how much gas that gonna cost me? Like what?
Square minute. Bro, man. La D, yeah, April 16th is when Earl gonna fight. Okay, I ain't even know that shit. April the 16th. Napoleon said, I wouldn't go on PBC pay model. Throw me out an 8-figure deal. Y'all play too much. They got the money over there. Okay. You know better than me. Haplotype said he was scheduled to fight Pac-Man, though. Yeah, but he had to pull out with an eye injury. If he did fight Pac-Man in that fight, I wouldn't be saying what I've been saying, because that would mean that he had 2 fights since his car accident. So I would have a different opinion. But since that fight fell through because of his eye injury and shit, that still means that he's in the midst of a layoff. You know what I'm saying? At this current time right now, I want to say he hasn't had a fight in like 14 months or 15 months or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Haplotype said, I just came in, goddamn me. Napoleon said, I wouldn't sign with PBC either unless they broke serious bread, goddamn me. Unless they broke serious bread. Junior the Superdog, salute to you. Say, salute everyone in the gym. Better late than never, absolutely. Lala D said, I hope that shit's in Dallas, goddamn me. Yeah, she been plotting on coming down here for a while. Every time we have a live stream, she come here talking about that she hope to fight in Dallas. Y'all know she like to go to the big fights. But hey, man, Marlo said that he good and shit. I'm gonna have to get my ass off though, man. I gotta go get me some calories and go
No,
get some shit.
we gonna get off too. Y'all ready? Man.
Yeah, it's almost 1:00 where I'm coming from. You want to go first, King and King?
Hey, just appreciate being on the panel as usual, man. Thank you guys so much for your time. Hey, come check us out, next Monday. Hey, someone let's get some new blood on here so I can talk shit, man, for real talk.
D-Lo, you there?
Napoleon need to get his ass on this motherfucker, man.
He ain't never
Napoleon,
got on.
Rob Stewart ass, Junior the Superdog, La D, Moody Curry. Get your ass on here, man. Talk y'all shit. Y'all know y'all they gotta agree. We trying to hear y'all point of view.
I'm gonna read the last few comments, then we go. Excuse me. Napoleon said Bud got leverage. He about to smash Earl. So pay Bud to stick around. Feed Earl the Bud. Goddamn. We gonna see, man. Y'all Crawford fans, y'all done got real bold in the last year or two, man. Y'all motherfuckers need to calm down. Moody Treyweather said shit going to be lit in Dallas. Haplotype said the PBC has serious bread and breaks it. They're going to want Bud to fight someone else besides Spence, in my opinion. But the whole thing sounds fake to me. Napoleon Onshaw, okay, I got you, man. All right, we're going to go ahead and get up out of here, man. Definitely appreciate y'all coming through. Appreciate King of King Boxing for holding it down, you know what I'm saying? Because I was feeling kind of fucked up, so I wasn't even going to jump on, you know what I'm saying? Hey, man, y'all know your boy Trey X is an Iron Man, though, because no matter what I got going on, I can have a motherfucker die in my family. I can be sick or whatever the case may be, nigga. When I jump on the panel, I'm coming in this motherfucker to talk this boxing. I leave all that shit at the door. You know what I'm saying? Real shit, man. But much love to everybody, man. I don't know what we're gonna have going on this weekend, y'all. Because the only thing we got is this fucking Danny Jacobs and John Rodder shit, and that's gonna be early in the day. And my circadian rhythm really don't like me calling fights until prime time. You know what I'm saying? My circadian rhythm say, nigga, you belong on prime time calling these fights. So I don't know what we're gonna do, man. Might have some trivia or something going down. I don't know. Or we might just come in here and just talk boxing and just kick it a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But much love to everybody. I am not gonna talk y'all to death, man. We gonna do something. Salute to everybody.
Yeah, y'all already know, man. This shit is always fun, man. Look forward to chopping up with y'all. Like I said, man, get y'all ass on the panel, man. You know what I'm saying? And let's have a real conversation going on, man. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all night. You know what I'm saying? Most definitely appreciate y'all, all the members. You know what I'm saying? Y'all hold us down, man. Much love and respect. Enjoy the rest of y'all night. Till next time, don't forget to tell them haters and trolls. The fuck out my gym.
You heard him.
Peace.